T-R-U-F. Truth.
He's the mirage in the rear view glass.
It's Ray from Dallas.
Let slip past. Was he here? Was he there? Was he ever mine?
Ray from Dallas?
Just a trick played by time.
This dude is savage as fuck.
Or just a dream?
What up, Ray from Dallas?
Ray from Dallas, tell me true.
He's fun.
Hi, Ray.
This appears to be a black man.
Ray from Dallas.
Let's take this walk.
Is he real or just a dream? Falling stars or a laser beam? Ray from Dallas, tell me true. Are you the myth or the man I knew?
This dude is
Savage as fuck.
See, most of these rappers be gangsters and thugs on the internet. No, I'm not really into that. We pop up right at your spot with a Glock and the fitted cap. Like, fuck nigga, give me that. What you know about setting it off at 8 in the morning? I ain't even brush my teeth yet. Slept on the floor with them roaches and rats in the trap. Now I'm jacking these traps like, come get your beat back.
Rafer, stop. I know what I'm doing. We shouldn't handle it like that. We should do it like this.
Solid won't fall for no nigga. I rep for the clear. We really be stepping. He say he yellow, he probably a pussy. Would try me. I'm live with a cancer connection. I see these lanes from afar. I'm on top of my shit like a building. You ain't gotta vouch for me. I ain't spraying no nigga. You can't get $1 if you ain't been broke on the couch with me. Eating them spreads in the tension, envision my future like Raven. That look how I'm living. I done had foreign on foreign and fuck that designer white tees and force that's daily. I can't see me going broke. My kids gotta eat and that 40 cat getting impatient. Show me a nigga that told you I'm lazy. I bet that same nigga that told you that hate. We ain't respecting no nigga who can't get his own, but begging like I own something. Calling my phone and threatening my life like he gon' come take it. You know how I'm coming. Stomp on the pussy, whole neck dirty up. My new forces and chokers that's out with my chain. Laugh at her eye while my partner recording the drama. You fuck niggas stay in your lane. Fuck all these niggas and bloggers all on my dick now. Yeah, I'm with the shit now. Ain't no gimmick, I look like a brick in the league now. Yo, bitch, you get digged down. I'm a target, you won't catch me without a stick now. They probably will whack me. I'm stinking shit like a bumblebee. Keep it. Okay. Crib gang, lot of rolling niggas with me, do my time, never folding. If they give me, fuck the judge, tell them come on with the sentence. Y'all lunch chairs folding like they sitting on, fuck offended by the Gucci linen, nose and ass critic, better mind their business, keep the politicians. I ain't with the gimmicks, suckers go to prison, now they politicking. I don't need a shooter, bitch, I am a shooter. I got a gang of hoes and I'm steady recruiting them and they work for me. I'm an entrepreneur, I go overseas, grab a chain of misses, thick booty, small waist, perky titties, keep her feet done, keep her nails did in a man lane. So I'm steady hitting it, it's a never ending, and I'm never bending. Walk up on your doorstep, paint the cement, pop up in that low. Hit the switches like I'm straight from Cali, but I'm Oak Cliff, and I got guns big enough to knock your dough in and knock your dough off. I'm hotter than hot sauce, I've been in the field a done time in the cell block. I'm done with rap, yeah, that's probably what y'all thought. Rappers better eat they beanie wieners, flashing numbers, capping like they winning, talking numbers, acting like they really with it. Till I'm in the game, now they honest pennies. I'm a honest nigga, snatch your plug, tell them I won't. Clean as a clap doctor when I step in like y'all gon' make me act a damn. Gotta keep the strap like the laws when I used to sell sacks in the packs in the groove of my jeans. I don't trust nobody, so you know my eyes open, can't stop. Stay on my pimpin', running through the house in these trenches, stunting in the mall with these bitches. Copping me some all white fenders. Raw with these frauds trying to get me. Chopper breaking all y'all with me. Make a nigga bleed out his kidneys. I don't fuck with none of y'all niggas. All y'all lame. Talking that big boy shit till a nigga put the blades to your neck. I don't play no games. Ashtray full of good kush. This your presidential. I don't blow no backyard boogie. Boss bitch with me like cookie. Got a twin sister. She don't mind laying up with me. Grinding all night. Gotta stand up.
Man, salute to everybody out here in the 214 where I'm at. Salute to everybody around the states, across the pond. Man, you're now rocking with your guy RFD, aka Ray from Dallas. Salute. Salute, salute, salute. Shout out to all the beautiful people who up this late night. It's 12:05 my time. Eastern time is 1 something. And some other time there's some other something. But I'm up because I know I wanted to get on this tonight, right? I wanted to talk about, you know, what we just witnessed. I'm not tripping. I know I ain't tripping, right? I know what we witnessed today was, you know, to me it looked like it was a mockery, you know, with the court system again, as usual, in crooked Canton in the building. Shout out to the Matra Maga Dog. Shout out to the beautiful Mois, the beautiful Pretty Cookie, the beautiful Kimberly McGuire, right? And y'all see, let's take that walk over there. That's straight out of Pretty Cookie handbook, and she got me some more that I'm gonna display today, later on. Today, you know what? I'm gonna just say tomorrow, right? So salute to you, Pretty Cookie. Appreciate you to death. Shout out to Nush, your business in the building. Shout out to the big dog, the General MC himself. He's in the building. You know, corrupt Canton, Turtleboy versus Massachusetts. Live court reaction. Shout out to the Broken Baker, right? I was on his live today. Enjoyed the live stream. And y'all make sure. Shout out to the beautiful Laura Ornado in the building. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to the big dog, the Broken Baker. You understand me? Salute to him, though, for real. Well, he was a lifesaver today for our community. A lifesaver, right? And I appreciate him wholeheartedly, you know, for getting all the proper stuff and putting in that work and giving it to us so we could see it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Man, January done came and gone. We really just got one in my days, this day over with, then one more day. So we're going extremely hard, all right? We're grinding extremely hard, right? And man, if y'all want to support the channel, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, right there. Or you can super chat, right? And people feel comfortable super chat, you know, but I like the Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo because they don't take nothing. They help this go a long way because we're going to keep on rocking and rolling. When I tell y'all I'm up, right? I'm up. For real. For real. I'm up. And I don't think, you know, I gave you guys a chance to see some of my real work off a show. Shout out to the beautiful Mary B, to love her to death, and all the beautiful mods that's in the building, right? I don't really think I gave y'all a chance, right? To really see how I'm coming. So let's see, what's this right here? Let me see what this is. What the fuck just happened? What happened? That trip. Now look, I want to give y'all a chance to really just see me working and what I really do when I cover this boxing. Just took a little break. So I'm gonna give y'all a sneak preview, right? Because it's gonna be a long night for me. I hope y'all rocking and rolling with me. Rock and roll with me. You know, if y'all can, you know, like for real. The people who up late at, you know, at work, you know, salute, salute, salute. So let's get to it. Let me do like, let me take this picture down. You know, I just want to start off like this because I know I'm gonna be mad in a minute. I know in a minute I'm gonna be pissed. Cause I seen today that punk ass judge, man. Some fuckery at its finest. Okay, hopefully, this go good, right? So let me introduce y'all to my world. Y'all let me know if it's playing correctly.
This is JJ Solomon.
This Corey Bradshaw, Mr. RTBA, Mr. New Boys can touch me on my worst day. And this is the Spit Bucket Podcast. The Spit Bucket Speedbag is brought to you by Diggles Elite Clothing.
Man, oh man, what a month for the lightweight division, man. There's some great fights.
Hold up, something going on, y'all. 1 second. Something going on. My bad. Something is going on. Let me make sure I get this right. 1 second. One second, I want to make sure we get the, oh, okay, so look. Well, let me look at something real quick, y'all. One second, we're going to get this right. I'm just trying to find this. Something going on. Okay, so I want y'all to see what I really do. What I really do. Just a little sneak peek, guys.
This is JJ Solomon.
This Corey Bradshaw, Mr. RTBA, Mr. New Boys can touch me on my worst day.
Hello, Daisy. Hello, Michelle. Now we're gonna get to that, y'all. In a minute, I just want y'all to say about 5 or 10 minutes of this.
And this is the Spit Bucket Podcast. It's your boy, Mr. RLTBA, Mr. 214, Senor Dos Uno Cuatro, Senor Dos.
Okay, now before we get started, right? We interviewing the legend, one of the greatest of all time. This is Bernard Hopkins, who we finna bring on.
Got to say, Mr. Undeniable, Mr. D Boys can't touch me. On my worst day, right here with my partner in crime, JJ Solomon. What's popping?
What's up, bro? I'm excited for tonight. Boy, do we have the guest of all guests today, bro. Tell them about who we got coming up today.
Hey, man, we got one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time. You know, this man has a true argument when it comes to about being one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time. We got the pioneer. We got the alien. We got the executioner. We got the legend. We got Bernard Hopkins. He's in the building, ladies.
Yes, sir. Let's welcome Mr. Bernard, the alien Hopkins, to the show, man. Thank you for joining us tonight, B-Hop.
Okay, so before I start, do anybody know who Bernard Hopkins is?
Thank you. Hold on. I had to go ahead. Got the bucket right next to me. So. Hey, guess what? I didn't miss.
You don't ever miss, B.
I didn't. No, sir. No, sir. So,
first off,
I remember when we
were from Dallas.
Oh, boy.
Texas. I want to say congratulations to the Philadelphia, even though I despise them. I can't stand the Philly. You know that's that rival with Dallas and Philadelphia. I can't stand them with nothing in me, but I got to say congratulations. And
yeah, man,
it's not over until it's over. But I will be headed out. Check that historic moment out. It's been 5 years, but 4 to 5 years, man. You know, we back at this again. You know, the city of Philadelphia, and
So that's just a little something I want to show y'all, right? It ain't not too big. That's one of the all-time greats, right there. None of your business. You know who that? All right, hold on. Let me bring it back a little more. That's one of the all-time greats. And Bernard, this is what I do.
Done till it's done. So, but I tell you one thing, man. Philly's coming up there representing. They, some people been out there 2 days, 3 days already. So, I'm excited for the city. Coming, behind a lot of stuff, COVID and all that stuff, and you come out and you have a season of this magnitude, and the quarterback, man. Oh my God! So. When you start putting those together, man, it's a good time for city, and it's a good time for sports in general. I mean, football, this is the season, and we better see who comes out on top, man, very, very soon.
It's exciting for sure, but it does pain me to see them Eagles back in there again. Dude, I was 10 years old last time, so that pain comes from a little bit of jealousy, too, I'll be real honest.
Yes.
I want to be there bad. So yeah, man, we got a lot to cover. There's a lot of business to talk to. I want to, we have a few things we want to address. And we feel like it's only right.
That's one thing about me. I get credit with I hate the Eagles, right? I'm gonna give y'all this story. I was in love with them, right? But I hate the Eagles with everything in me because the playmaker himself, Michael Irvin, he broke his neck on their field. And them sucker-ass fans stood up clapping. I'll never forget that.
Especially for all these new school five fans who don't really understand your legacy. I mean, 20 title defenses. This is back when there wasn't that many politics in boxing. The 20 title defenses in middleweight, if not, like Corey said, one of the greatest, if not the greatest.
If not the greatest. Yeah. He has an argument, JJ Solomon. Bernard, the executioner, the alien Hopkins, he really has an argument. We ain't talking about a guy who started, you know how some people come in the game, fighters, they start from the root of the fruit. They 5 years old, they get through in boxing. We talking about a guy who didn't get his career till late in his career, and to be able to accomplish everything that he was able to accomplish, it's an argument for this guy right here.
No, man, no doubt, B. Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Excuse me, go ahead and let you finish.
I was just going to say, the epitome of of F what people say, the epitome of down but not out, the epitome of the cards stacked against you. And look at you, man, Hall of Fame career. And not only that.
No, this is last year, y'all, when the Eagles went to the Super Bowl. This is something I randomly pulled up. This was the last year, like around this time, when the Eagles was going to the Super Bowl. So I want to let y'all know how I'm coming. I really do this. Like, y'all got a lot more to see out of me for real. Y'all ain't seen nothing. Y'all just seen not even a mustard seed of how I'm coming.
It's important that people realize.
And the only reason why I want to do this first, because every day I'm going to introduce y'all to me more and more and more.
We were talking about this yesterday, Bernard. You know, you're getting to that twilight, you know, them good ages where you enjoy the work you've done, and we're not having to see you chase his money with exhibitions and putting your life at risk and all that. So salute to you, dude, because you did it right. You showed how to beat boxing, and you shut a lot of people up along the way.
Well, like JJ, go ahead, Bernard.
Good.
No, go ahead.
I also, first of all, I like to thank everybody that
hello, beautiful BV,
for recognizing all the accolades and things that that I had to overcome and accomplish to even get introductions as of what I've just received. And if you look at, I mean, I turned pro at 5. You're absolutely right. I mean, that's late. Anybody know? In any era, you turning pro at 25. I mean, if you got 10 or less years.
Let me tell you something about Bernard Hopkins, right? Not only did he start pro late, this dude went to the penitentiary, right? He went to the penitentiary. That's the reason why he started boxing late. And he became the champion of the penitentiary. So he was the baddest man, not only in the penitentiary, but in a boxing ring too. I'm just giving y'all a little something.
10 if you're lucky, definitely it could be less than that. And you accomplish even being known, never alone or whether you become champion or not. I mean, and then you just peel in one page, and then there's another page, and there's another page. So I respect those who look at me in the same light that you just introduced me as. Is very, very important.
Laurel, I've been itching so bad. Like, I didn't know when I was going to be able to introduce my real self to y'all. But now y'all get a glance to see. And y'all going to love this, man. I promise. Right. I love I'm being on corruption. Like, it's in me. But I love boxing just as much too, y'all. Right? And y'all gonna see me doing both and a lot of other stuff too. I'm gonna introduce y'all to this one show I used to do with this beautiful lady. It was called Beauty and the Beast. And I'm gonna get that clip for y'all. Like, so every day, I'm gonna show y'all more and more. I'm gonna also show y'all when, like, I really do this, like, at the biggest internet radio station in the world, we won Show of the Year. So I'm gonna show y'all that too. Like, I got up there talking my shit with my suit. Watch how I cover y'all over these days. Y'all get to really know who I am, because it's been a journey.
And torch has been passed through generation to generation. I still have a torch, but I'm still passing the knowledge and in my way to the next generation. And hopefully, man, that it continue, which I believe it will continue to be passed down to others to be able to.
Like I say, I'm supposed to be in New York right now. My dog JJ Solomon in New York covering that fight. I'm supposed to be at that Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez fight. I done interviewed both of them. Got a great relationship with both of their trainers, and T.O. Senior and Wally Moses. I done interviewed both of them. I got all of that, y'all. Y'all gonna see how I'm coming. I really do this.
Speak whether we going or doing whatever we doing besides what we love, and it's boxing, of course, or at least talking about it. Thanks, and thanks. And it wasn't easy. Nobody said it was easy. But I wanted it and I needed it to save my life, which will be shown very, very soon. My story, my trials and tribulations, my ups and downs, becoming a man in the sport very, very quickly.
Let me tell y'all something about me. Right, I was so confident. Right, when y'all didn't know, I knew how to interview because I done did thousands of interviews. Thousands. I'm very experienced, and y'all will see over the coming days, weeks, and months.
Not just in age and not just in what you've been through and things like that. They have some merit, but I'm just speaking on basically you must become a man in time in the sport, whether it's the physical or the business, either side or both sides. Eventually, you're going to have some type of knowledge or some type of experience to be able, or both.
One thing about interviewing y'all, it's the one thing I want y'all to know. You have to let them talk, right? You have to let them get it out. But you also got to know when to go in so you can get that question in, right? So yeah, so and look at Bob Brown on here. Bob Brown, I'm glad you here, right? Because I got the question where I asked Bernard Hopkins. I'm gonna have to find that for you, Bob Brown. You personally. I'm gonna find that for you, sir. Where I asked him, because you know Marvin Hagler was, they say the greatest middleweight of all time. Bernard Hopkins broke his record. But you know what Bernard Hopkins said? I asked him. Well, I ain't gonna tell you, Bob. I asked him about a matchup with him and the marvelous Marvin Hagler. Hey, Bob Brown, I do this for real. This is the great Bernard Hopkins. I don't play no games. Y'all just didn't know who I was. This is nothing. I have many more of these, and y'all gonna see many more new.
To be able to be successful.
No doubt.
And I can't wait because that's gonna be a hell of a story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hope whoever putting this together, I hope they put this together right. Because your trials and tribulations and how you overcame everything, that's a hell of a story. And I can't wait to see that. And that's the way we want to start off this show.
Yeah,
by celebrating
absolutely
who you are first for a lot of the people who don't know you and a lot of the people who do know you.
And before we got on today, Corey and I had a conversation, man, and we were talking about how we wanted to do the show today and focus a little bit about you before we jump into all the boxing business and what's going on right now. And we were talking about, for me, the fight was De La Hoya, and Corey said Trinidad. And you, both of those fights, you want to talk about the boxing market that you tapped into when you pretty much pitched a shutout and then finished Tito Trinidad in the 12th round after he looked great against William Joppy. And then you go and do it to that Mexican fan base, the Mexican-American fan base with their superstar and Oscar De La Hoya. That was
ain't this interesting watching me do real interviews, right? Like, y'all didn't know who I was. Ain't this interesting? I just want to know y'all's opinion. Because y'all didn't know I'm on a level in this boxing game. Like, if this was me, it'd be interesting to me because y'all know me as the Huckleberry. Y'all didn't know me as Mr. ILTBA. Mr. I'm on that bullshit again. Y'all didn't know that.
3 years removed, if I'm not mistaken, and what you did, man. If you want to touch a little bit, we got a quick highlight on.
You got them clips. They play them clips.
Yeah, but if you want to touch a bit about how the Trinidad fight, what that did for you, and then we'll jump into the Oscar De La Hoya fight. Obviously, we got a little bit of clip of the knockout here, and there it is, man. That was it. R.I.P. Steve Smoger there, but
yes, R.I.P.
What did this do for you, man? What did it do to your confidence? What did it do to the trajectory of your career? I remember you laying down on the ring after they stopped it. What are your thoughts on the Tito Trinidad fight?
First, as the world know, especially Americans, it was historic on both ends. In boxing, for me, history, and also history to America. 9/11.
I tell y'all, I done been all over the world. I done really been all over the world, y'all. I want y'all to know this. All over the world.
I'm attached, and that's attached to me. That historic moment there, where the fight was scheduled for the 15th.
And what was monumental to me, like I went to Don King's house. Me and I got JJ, we went to his house. And Bob Brown, we seen, the stables he had out there for all the champions he had back in the days. Bob Brown and everybody on there who like boxing or who don't like boxing. And trust me, I'm gonna bring that to you. All the we were able to walk through that, Bob Brown. I remember when I told y'all I was in Miami like 6 or 7 years ago, right? And I was down there with Don King. My other partner, my other big dog homeboy pulled me down there. Real wealthy guy, big mansion, right? Flew me out. We sit in the 50-yard line. Cowboys play the Dolphins, right? But before we did that, right, y'all know I smoke. So I'm like, damn, I need some weed, right? So I ain't know Don Kingle's grandson was finna pull up in this pretty ass red Ferrari, right? So we went to Miami, right? Man, one thing I seen about, like, it's different when you go to each city and state and you see the stores, the corner stores. One thing about Miami, they corner stores are real tropical. You know, like the beautiful women, because all of them are tropical as a motherfucker. On God in them. On God in them. Just a little bit more, y'all, and then we're gonna get to it.
18th of September and been
Shout out to the
postponed
beautiful
to the
Barking
29th.
Man.
2 weeks later, the biggest event in New York City, probably big event in every state
No,
in
we just got
America,
on
at
here
least,
barking, man.
because of the terrorist attack, of course. So, so when you have those, I mean, come on, that was a mental, spiritual, and always back forth. And whatever you can look at it, you can look at that as being, it's going to happen. The fight's going to happen. Who's thinking about a fight, thinking about saving your life, thinking about things happening as you're still in New York City. So a lot of things had to be actually thought out. And one of the things I said to Brother Nazim, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Nas.
And this is the thing right here, y'all. Everything ain't got to be fancy. When you like that, you could be in any setting. You could be anywhere, right? When you like that. Who is Cat? Who is Cat? Oh.
Brother Nazim did many reports. You can YouTube it. Brother Nazim speaks about Bernard Hopkins saying he wants to go to Harlem. They're not going to bomb Harlem. What man, what person thinks like that? Where he's still locked in. He's still locked in, but understand, remorseful what happens like that, as far as all that. But until I hear the fight's off, they're not going to bomb Harlem. They're going for the money. Let's go to Harlem where Lee brain we got Brother Nazim, who's not here, but his voice is here, his image is here. Anyway, I'm challenging your listeners and everybody, go Google it. He's there. Red kufi, red t-shirt.
Bernard.
That's but before I lose it, that's the focus.
Bernard, I remember that fight just like it was yesterday. And in my opinion, tell me am I wrong? I think that fight, even though you was accomplished, that win against Tito Trinidad at the time, was that your coming out party to where everybody from the 2142 across the pond knew who Bernard the Executioner Hopkins was?
That was the come out party, and I'm here to stay. And which is important. My history is going to start from that fight on, and we know how long it lasts. But
also, one thing about interviews, y'all. One thing about interviews, y'all, right? You have to do your homework. You have to know who you're talking to, right? Like real talk, especially when they legendary, like the alien, the executioner, Bernard Hopkins. Right? This is how I'm coming. Oh yeah. We're gonna get to that in a minute. I just want y'all to say a little bit more.
Yes, that was a statement to the highest demeanor.
Absolutely.
To let the world know what they've been hearing is true.
Nope.
Is the executioner. Because I built it up so much based on all the things that happened leading up to the fight, and we all know what that was. 9/11 was like the ultimate end, but it was some things that happened, as everyone know, in the press conference. This day, a couple of riots broke out. When you take that historic moment for me in boxing history, there are so many things that happened.
Oh yeah, the Ultramaga dog. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. I got interviews with everybody, sir. Everybody you could think of. Everybody. Right? Like, and this is what I'm mad at, right? Because I want to come on here and make my way without me showing, oh, I do this and I do that. I ain't trying to look at me, look at me. I came in here humble as a motherfucker, but talking my shit. But people were so intrigued. Okay, here I go.
In that fight, and leading up to the fight, which I mentioned earlier, makes it historic itself. To talk about it at length with anybody, based on all the things that could have distracted any of us. It didn't. At least it didn't for me. I'm only speaking for me.
Me too. Me too.
No, and it's crazy, man. Because what was that? Your 13th, 14th defense in middleweight?
Correct.
And what's crazy to me, it reminds me a lot of Hagler. It took you 13, 14 title defenses to get mainstream. And that speaks to the testament of your work ethic, that you don't necessarily need the pats on the back to keep grinding. And like we said, that set you up. That set up that Hall of Fame run. That crazy ass.
Yeah, this is my best friend right here. JJ. This is my best friend in real life. This Mexican, this big bird Mexican. It's my best friend.
Run. And then leading right up, I know this was 3 years later, but my childhood hero, Oscar De La Hoya, man. I remember he looked a little okay against Felix Sturm, and that was a little controversial. But in my head, I was thinking, all right, he just overlooked him. He's ready for B-Hop, despite the size, despite the experience. And again, you did what nobody had done at the time, and that was stop De La Hoya. I remember that fight though, man. It almost looked.
You got that clip, Jay?
Yeah, I was about to throw the clip up of the knockout. I remember De La Hoya was like starting to get comfortable with you. There's a knockout, the finish. And it almost seemed like you were luring him in, man. Like, he was real tense at first. You were keeping your distance. And De La Hoya is a master technician, right? He's defensively responsible and all the things we're supposed to say. What was the game plan? Check out the vicious body shot, man. What was the game plan? And how would you say you executed it perfectly? But was that the perfect game plan for you? Did it go just as you planned it?
Well, before I answer that, let me ask both of y'all a question. Do you want me to answer that as Bernard the executioner in that fight? You want me to ask as Bernard the promoter?
I want to hear
I want to hear the executioner.
I want to hear the executioner.
All right, now the executioner knew that I had to get to Oscar, but get to him at a time where.
One thing about interviews too, y'all, you never leave dry moments. Never. Never. You never leave dry moments. You learn to eliminate that. It don't just happen overnight. It takes time.
I know I had to close the show. Let me express a little bit further. Bowie Fisher, R.I.P.
Mm-hmm.
Like my father and my teacher.
And listen, another thing about interviews, right? If you want this interview to be great, you make sure the questions is great, because guess what? You see how this man is breaking it down? That's how we come, and we don't come unprepared. We come ready.
Was letting me know in between the rounds, especially after, I believe, the 6th round, that I was
multi-millionaire. Multi-millionaire. And kicked it with him bunches of times. Oh my.
behind on points. And I need to keep closing the gap. De La Hoya, his speed was no joke. He had speed. Now Nazim came under Bowie Fisher. Nazim was always in my ear about closing the gap, no big punches, get in with jab, work your way in, and then let the punches go once you get close. That wasn't easy to do, but as rounds went on.
See, this is what it comes to right here. You do write some questions down, right? But when you know boxing and you know the history of it, when you live, eat and breathe this shit, you already know it in your head. That's what make a good interviewer. Now, it is certain questions that you don't want to forget. But when you in a sport, you got to know that sport from top to bottom. So most of our questions don't be wrote down, right? It comes off the dome because you have to know the sport or any field you in, you have to know it. When you know it, easy work.
I start closing the gap, and I seen Oscar kind of not slowing down, but getting comfortable.
Yes.
Like, no, telling you.
If y'all see, I was just looking down. He must have just said something right. You see, I was looking down. So that must have meant I jotted down something, and I'm going to come back to it. That's what you do in interviews, too, because interviews could go any different way you think they could go, because it can go from one direction to another one, right? And you have to know how to be able to have tunnel vision and be able to stay focused at the goal at hand and be able to go along with how the train is riding.
I can call it like,
so much.
like it was yesterday. And I seen that Oscar was getting confident. I wanted him to be confident. I wanted him to be confident to the point where I can stand with this guy. I can stand with this guy. And
this is what y'all got to understand. This guy right here, he is a part owner of Golden Boy Promotions. We know Oscar De La Hoya is the CEO of Golden Boy Promotions, right? And they became partners in business after this.
You got to remember, I was old, 35 plus years old when I beat Tito. A couple of years after that, fight.
Another thing about Bernard Hopkins, y'all, he boxed till he was 50-some years old. And he also became the oldest champion in history, I think. He gained the belt at like 50 or 51, right? And why I say, when people say you can't do it, don't listen to it. Let it go through one or not the other. My kids know, right? It ain't no I can't or I quit in our vocabulary. That's not how we coming.
Tito, you got to remember, I'm older, so I'm, of course, that was part of the, some media people, when it's the sand, it's going to run out the jar, the clock, whatever. So you take all that, and I wasn't thinking that in the ring, obviously, but I'm taking all this through press conference and training and all that, understanding he got to be listening to this, or his handlers, trainers, anything. And I know for a fact they banking on my age. So I wanted to make Oscar work early in the early rounds. That's why he was moving. That's why he was throwing a whole bunch of punches. And then when I realized I touch him here, I touch him there, I touch him there, but the damage is going to start happening later between the 6th, 7th. And I knew if I continue to press him, if I continue to mentally press him, for young fighters that's watching this, let me give you some game. Mentally pressure is giving you an illusion that you ready to get hit because I'm that close and I can't hit you. But the pressure is coming.
Oh, yes, I met John Ruiz. Yeah, I met Holyfield. I met I done met everybody that y'all could think of.
All the time.
Like, because when you in the boxing game, right, like any other field, you got to work. You got to work, right? Hard work, dedication. It ain't going to come to you. You got to go out there and get it. That's my cousin's uncle's son. Yeah, man. Shout out to John Ruiz, right? Former WBA heavyweight champion of the world, right?
And every now and then you do get hit. That mental energy, you're burning physically along with the mental energy, burning and anxiety and all that stuff. Eventually, you're going to be fighting to survive and not fighting to win. Before that happened, Oscar threw a punch out of fear, basically out of panic, because I gave him the illusion that I was there, and then I never left, never took a step back.
That's how you talk that boxing shit. See, when you fighting, people get out there and think it's just regular. If you ain't been in that rope, if you ain't been in that square circle, you know, if you don't got an educated jab, if you don't know how to feint, right? If you don't know how to have footwork, right? If you don't know how to throw hard punches with soft punches. See, people think fighting is just all about throwing hard punches. It's not, ladies and gentlemen, especially when you're in that square circle. You got to pick your point. You got to touch your opponent, right? But you make sure you touch them like bow, hit them with a bow to the body shot. Then bow, then hit them with a tough one to the body, right? You look, boxing, you are physically trained, right, to go these rounds. These dudes are in shape, right? You gas out, you getting fucked up.
Come to throw the right hand, he missed it about that much, went along, and the connection. It was a timing punch. It was a timing executioner. It was timing. It was letting his body meet my hands and my movement, and that left hook. And that was the lights out. That's when I literally, the light switch, like you turn it down, is off, is out.
Boy, you see him talking that shit. I knew what I was going to do to you, De La Hoya. Bing, 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 bing. Lights out.
Oh. And that's what people can believe. People don't think you can get hurt quicker with a sharp punch to the liver or to the stomach and knock the wind out you. It paralyzed you. He wasn't knocked.
You can hit somebody in the liver. See, people don't know how to place their punches. When it comes to fighting, you have to know how to place your punches. You hit a motherfucker in the liver, like he said, it's going to paralyze them. Going to make them drop down to their knees. Do y'all research, ladies and gentlemen. Get in that gym. Like I be in that gym. Get in that gym. Start hitting the bag, right? It's the best exercise in the world. Shout out to Bob Brown. He said he loved professional boxing. And Bob Brown, guess what? I know you didn't know, but guess what? I'm bringing it to you now.
Not obviously, but he was paralyzed.
Going forward, sir, my main thing is to fight corruption on this channel. Let's not get that twisted. But y'all will get different things from me going forward, since y'all know who I really am. You haven't met Sylvester Stallone. He always be in Las Vegas and New York at the fights. I'd be like, Adrian!
And when you paralyze, your mind says one thing, but your body got a different idea.
Hey, and respect to Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah,
you know,
taking the fight because not a middleweight, but I know that he had speed that I've never seen before. And I've been there. Listen, I've been in the ring with Roy Jones when Roy in '93. So they ain't too far from being out of the Olympics. You know, that Roy still the fact.
Oh, Roy Jones? Oh, got interviews with him, pictures, photos, all that. Don't bring a lot to y'all.
Don't get me wrong. Hold up. Don't. I don't want none of this.
Yeah, you'll get people to run with this.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. But Oscar started off as a junior lightweight. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe lightweight, whatever he started. Junior lightweight, whatever, lightweight. To me, fighting the middleweight all my career. I mean, yeah, I did 75, made history here, but come on, let's keep it real.
Yeah,
I made my career at 160 pounds.
Yeah. But look, with respect to him though, because I look, in respect to the Golden Boy, this is no disrespect. I've never seen nobody get folded with a body shot like that.
I never. Look, hey, look, I talk that shit, and look, this is Golden. This is his partner. I don't sugarcoat shit. I'm like that. Let me rewind that. Respect to him. I've never seen nobody get folded like that.
I've been in the ring with Roy Jones when Roy in '93. So they ain't too far from being out of the Olympics. You know that.
Daisy, don't worry. I'm gonna be bringing this to you. We're gonna have all these guys on here. Bro, y'all finna have some eye candy.
Roy's still the fastest. Don't get me wrong. Hold up, don't get
all my beautiful ladies. And I'm so glad I could bring this to y'all too, for y'all ladies, so y'all can see how these boxers coming.
I don't want none of this.
I'm gonna have boxers on her. I'm gonna have journalists on her, respected journalists. Y'all gonna see how I'm coming. Yeah, Tyson and you mean Tommy Fury or you mean Tyson Fury? But yeah, I met his brother too. His brother named Tommy. But I met Tyson Fury. I met his dad. All of them.
Yeah, you go get people.
Actually, I think it was in Philadelphia. Was that fight in Philadelphia when Tyson Fury fought Brian? I forgot who it was, but I think I seen them fight over here when he fought that dude Brian. I was also at the Wilder fights too, y'all. Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. But Oscar started off as a junior lightweight. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe lightweight, whatever he started. Junior lightweight, whatever, lightweight. To me, fight the middleweight all my career. I mean, yeah,
Everybody got a plan till they get punched in the face.
Let's keep it
Bob
real.
Brown know that boxing shit.
I made my career 160.
Talk that boxing shit, Bob Brown.
But respect to him though, because in respect to the Dollar Boy, this is no disrespect. I've never seen nobody get folded with a body shot like that in my life. Look, I couldn't, like, if I was boxing you, if I was Oscar De La Hoya, I couldn't be your friend and beat me with a body shot. Like, because that body shot went viral. So tell me, after that body shot and the way it went viral, is that how you and Oscar De La Hoya formulated y'all relationship, or was the relationship already there?
I think, first of all, I think the fight showed afterwards respect. We was at the ESPYs, and I remember I was nominated for Fight of the Year, obviously, based on beating Oscar. I became a really, I believe, not with the Trinidad fight, but I became fighting Oscar.
Okay, look, like I said, that's enough of that one right there. I just want to see something real quick. I just want to show y'all this. Just one more thing real quick. I'm just trying to see a big interview we got. Well, I can show y'all who it is right here. Interviewed a lot of people, a lot of amateurs. Is that the Shakur Stevenson? I'm trying to find Shakur Stevenson interview. Andre Ward, like everybody, y'all. It's a lot. 1 second while I find this. Let me pull this out. We're gonna go get to that other video. I'm just happy to show y'all this now, man. Fuck it. So happy. Let's make my day. Make my day. I'm first, want to be, discreet. I was trying to come up, and this just by doing what I do, not. But it is what it is. I'm just glad y'all know who I am. Damn, what's the most shit at? It's a lot of shit. Trying to find a good one for y'all real quick. Find one more good one. I mean, I'm gonna show y'all the Clarissa Shields another time. I done showed y'all a little bit of me with her. The fuck is it? But yeah, and I love boxing too. Like I said, right? Eventually, I was gonna find out who I was, right? But everything happened for a reason, right? Because oh my, only if y'all knew. Well, okay, yeah, we interviewed Muhammad Ali grandson, but that's another day. I'll show y'all that. You know, been with the Ali. I brag, and I'm just telling y'all about me. Trying to find these motherfucking interviews. Yeah. What was your favorite interview and your most difficult. I have questions. My favorite interview. And my most difficult. Oh, that's a great question. Damn. Damn, that's a great freaking question. Damn, Laura. Okay. My favorite interview was there's a lot I did. Okay, you know what? My favorite interview was Shakur Stevenson. The one I'm gonna show y'all now, the one who got the fight coming up tomorrow. This was my favorite interview. My most difficult interview was Clarissa Shields. The first time I ever interviewed her, right? Because I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory on that. Love Clarissa Shields to death, right? I do. But when she first came on the scene, right, she was doing a lot of, when I say crying, like I was telling her, I said, stop crying. I say, you are the pot of gold that's gonna advance women boxing in a reference like that. Man, on everything I love. She inboxed me. She said, Wooty, she was talking shit, and she said, ain't nobody crying, motherfucker. Meant that shit too. But after that, it was cool because I had to explain to her like you are the root of the fruit to make boxing what it is. Like you got to keep growing and look at boxing now. Was I lying? She is the face. So what I was saying was true, but no cap. But this was my favorite one right here, y'all. My favorite one. This was my favorite one. And this is Shakur Stevenson and Bob Brown still on here, Daisy. Because if Bob Brown no boxing, Shakur Stevenson is one of the best fighters in boxing today. Like I said, he got a fight tomorrow against Teofimo Lopez on the Zone pay-per-view. Y'all know how I've been wanting to, man, I ain't talking no, just,
And this is the Spit Bucket Podcast. It's your boy, Mr. RTBA, Mr. 214, Senor Dos Fino Cuarto, Senor Dos Catorce, Mr. Undeniable, Mr. D Boys Can't Touch Me. On my birthday, right here with my dog, JJ Solomon. What's popping?
What's going on, man?
And this
Special
is the
night
Spit
tonight.
Bucket Podcast. Without further ado, we got one of the best fighters on the planet, if not the best, 19-0, 19 knockout, two-weight division champion, Shakur Stevenson. What's poppin', Shakur?
Hey, what's good, y'all?
There goes that man.
Hey, bro. Like, this is such an honor. You got to understand, like, to have one of the young...
Listen, y'all, this is what I do. Who on here know who Shakur Stevenson? Who know who Shakur Stevenson is? This is what I do. This is one of the best fighters in the world, right? He got a big fight coming up tomorrow. Well, tonight, because it's Saturday now. But let's continue. A little bit more work, then we'll get to that video. I love y'all. If y'all want to support, y'all see the Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Prefer that, but it's Super Chat there too. Man, rock with me.
Best fighter. And then I say young, but not only is you young, but you are one of the best fighters on the planet. And we got to look at it from every weight division that we talk about.
Pound for pound.
You are in conversation with being the best, most skillful talent out there. We appreciate you coming on today, big dog.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all too, man. Thank you.
Bro, I like that trophy case behind you. I'm sure you're gonna need a bigger one sooner than later, man.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Get something better than this. More belts on the way, man.
Hey, one thing, Shakur, the one thing I respect about you, even though you did miss weight, see, this is what I don't respect about a lot of fighters, right? They come out and make excuses. You came out and gave a full.
Yeah, see, because I don't play. When fighters miss weight and make excuses, it's bullshit. Because that's what you get paid for, to be a fucking professional, right? It ain't to come in the ring to get no disadvantage. But what I'm telling them is, he didn't come out and make no excuse about it. He owned that shit. Well, I'll be talking my shit on that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, one thing, Shakur, the one thing I respect about you, even though you did miss weight, see, this is what I don't respect about a lot of fighters, right? They come out and make excuses. You came out and gave a full apology to everybody and said that you were sorry. And that show a person true character. Because when you and I'm gonna get back to true character later on in the interview, but that show a person true character when they're in the darkness like that. Either they can run and hide or they can attack it full circle, and you did that, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, bro. So tell us a little bit about, how, I'm sure you've addressed it a million times, but let us know how you're doing right now, and how you bounce back from obviously the issues on the scale, but the plans going forward.
I mean, I'm a realist. Like, I'm one of the persons that I keep it 100 with myself. So, I feel like with that, I was eating a lot of fast food, and like outside of camp, and like I'm always in the gym. Like my eating habits, I was kind of eating fast food and gained a lot of weight. And, like I take full responsibility.
I love this time when y'all see me, man.
And like now on, I've been changing my eating habits and eating the right way and doing what I'm supposed to do as far as my eating side. So other than that, I think like I've been doing like everything right. I've been in the gym, I've been training. I just was, got a little carried away with the fast food.
Yeah, so let's get into it because we had the greatest woman of all time in Clarissa Shields on our show the other day. And when Clarissa Shields talk, I listen now, right? Because she is a proven person in the sport of boxing, right? She said that she got you over everybody, right? And I said, okay, Clarissa, now hold up. We know that you and Shakur is real tight. Could it be a bias towards that? She said, absolutely not. She said, I didn't always believe in Shakur like this. He had to prove to me. But not only did she say you was the best, she said you'll beat everybody from Devin Haney to Tank Davis to Ryan Garcia to the list go on. What's your thoughts on that?
Y'all see, that's how you do that. See, this is an art and a skill, right? Because not only is you take from other interviews you do when people talk about folks, right? You bring it into them, then you entice them. When you tell them, she said, Clarissa said she got you over everybody. That shit went viral, right? But she said she didn't always believe in you either, right? Because I told Clarissa, come on, Clarissa. And y'all gonna see that you being biased. Because that's your partner, and they real close, right? But that's how you do it. Let me bring this back. I'm telling y'all I do this.
Occur like this. She said you'll beat everybody from Devin Haney to Tank Davis to Ryan Garcia to the list go on. What's your thoughts on that?
I agree with her. I think that she's somebody who's seen it up close and personal. So she's seen me in the gym sparring. She done seen me spar with top guys in the sport of boxing, and she know what I could do. She know what I'm capable of. So I agree with her. I understand why she said that, and I feel the same way about myself.
Bro, Shakur, man, this is JJ again. So, listen, hey, Kerr, I'm going to mute you, dog, because it had a little bit of feedback.
Okay.
Anyway, Shakur, I'm not just saying this because you sit in front of me, but we got episode after episode where I've claimed this.
Nah, I seen one of them where you were saying, but he hear love.
Y'all see, you see? I would tell a fighter what the fuck it is, bro, because You ain't hear the sugarcoat shit. You heard him saying, I see what you were saying, you giving me my stuff. But him right here, he be saying, like, well, look at it, y'all. Watch this. Watch. I'm not different from what y'all see me and how I came on her.
What you would say, but he's
a little bit of feedback.
Okay.
Anyway, Shakur, I'm not just saying this because you sit in front of me, but we've got episode after episode where I've claimed this.
Nah, I seen one of them where you would say, but he little.
I'm glad you saw it. Hey, there's nothing wrong with it, dog. It's a loaded.
Now you can have your opinion. No, I ain't one of them fighters that.
It's a loaded division.
Don't like somebody's opinion.
A mic on or something, bro? Something feeding
I'm
back.
finna go out and come back.
All right, cool. All right, Shakur.
Y'all see, I always been Mr. Blunder. Look, this ain't nothing new. Look at me. So look, y'all see, I always been Mr. Blunder. Y'all just gave me that name. Look, this ain't nothing that I'm acting. Look at me. Okay, I'm gonna go out and come back in. I'm my blundering.
What I was about to tell you though, man, is you're obviously in the most loaded division in boxing. Hell, you haven't even made your appearance, but we've been talking about you like we've been.
Ain't that funny, y'all? Now, y'all just see a proven effect, Mr. Blunder. Ain't that funny now? Ain't that funny as shit now? Think about that, y'all. Think about how funny that is. Y'all always make fun of my blunders, right? Think about that. And now y'all seeing it real live and in effect. I'm just like this. I don't try to. Hey.
Anticipated this moment for a long time. The competition is tight. I felt that you've shown just signs of in and out the ring, dog.
Yeah,
like it's
Mo, ancient tradition. And that's why I'm glad y'all could see this live and in person.
Special. You're special. And again, I'm not just saying that you're right here. I got that feeling like I did about Golden Boy, like I did about Floyd, and then Floyd handed that torch to Canelo. In my opinion, you are already proven, but you're the next big name. You've been on our pound for pound list for a minute. We have a pound for pound list we put out. But how do you handle that? Because the expectations are up here. How do you keep that focus in the gym to know that you are in the most loaded division and you have to prove to the world still that you got to go out there and take care of business?
I mean, honestly, I think the division, if I'm being real with you, like, and it's like something I probably never said before, so I'm gonna say it right now. But I think like
Mr. Blunder, he's made his appearance back again, ladies and gentlemen.
The 135 division is like an overrated division. I think like it's a lot of overhype.
You can be blundering again.
Fighters that don't even fight each other, or we haven't seen fighters in big enough fights to know how good or how special these fighters are. So I don't look at like the 135 division like a super, the hardest division in boxing. I mean, the names look good, but we haven't seen a lot of these fighters in front of stiff competition or somebody else that's fighting back. So, and they damn sure don't even try to fight each other. So at the end of the day, I feel I hear it, but I don't look at the division that way. I look at it like shit. It's another division I'm gonna take over.
So is the audio better than that, Jay?
Yeah.
Okay, so Shakur. No, it wasn't that I looked at them crazy. It's just that I respect divisions, right? And when I look at Devin Haney, he had to do it the harder way when a lot of people weren't giving him opportunity. I look at you as special just like that. Don't get it twisted. But when I look at you two guys, it's like 1A and 1A. I think the best man is gonna win that fight. Is that fair to say that you and Devin is the top two at 135?
Yeah, I agree with that. But I ain't taking nothing away from Devin. I just
say Shakur is a confident ass motherfucker, and he can fight too. Like for real.
I think as far as if like y'all saying like, you know, I feel like he just had more opportunity. Like I feel like if I was in, no disrespect to Dev, I ain't hating on Dev. I think that Dev is an excellent fighter. He's gonna come in shape. He got real boxing skills, but I just think like if I was in front of George Kambosos for 4 belts, it'll be the same shit, if not worse. So
I'm glad you brought that up, dude. Because listen, this is no disrespect to Kambosos, and listen, I will never disrespect any fighter. I respect everything you guys do. You know, if I'm not the biggest fan or whatever, I respect every fighter that gets in the ring. But you know, that's kind of the. We were talking to somebody, I forget who it was, but they said Devin got a little blessed with that opportunity to be fighting one man in George Kambosos, who a lot of people wouldn't put top 4, top 5 at 135 for all the belts. But the argument you can make for Kambosos is he beat the man that beat the man. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that, how that whole deal between Loma, Teofimo Lopez, and then Kambosos unfolded? Was it a lucky night? What are your thoughts on that?
Like I said, I think the 135 division is like really overrated. That's how I feel about it. Like other people gonna say different. I understand that. Like in Devin's shoes, I understand how he feel about the division. He feel like, you know, I beat the guy who beat the guy, and as he should feel, he should get every bit of credit for everything that he done.
No doubt.
I'm not taking none away from Devin. I just feel like it's an overrated division. I think that a lot of them dudes ain't fight nobody for real, and they feel like everybody, the whole world puts them like up here. So like I even like with Fimo Kambosos, like I didn't think like, I mean Kambosos won, but it wasn't like, I don't even think Tio was being Tio, if I'm being honest. I think Tio went out there and he told everybody he wanted the first round knockout, and he went out there and got clipped and got caught. So I don't know, like it's hard to even say. Like I don't look at the division like it's just the hardest division in the world. I think that me, Devin, and Tank, and I don't really try to speak too much on it. I think we're the top dogs as far as like skills and fighting.
I told y'all, Mr. Blunder Central.
But honestly, I don't look at
Speaking of Tank, you know, is that a fight that you think that, I mean, of course you think you win, but out of Tank and Devin, who would you say is the toughest opponent, or you can't say that until you get in the ring with him?
I don't even like speaking on dude, just because, you know, a lot of reporters, they ask questions about him to me, but whenever they see him, they'll ask him about me. So I don't even like even talking too much about him, but I think that they both great fighters, and I give them both their credit.
Shakur, you brought this up a couple times already in our short amount of time already together, but you keep saying it's an overrated division. Nobody's fighting each other. We're seeing what's going on with Spence and Crawford. We're seeing the frustrations across the boxing world. Now, I've been saying that mindset of kind of, I don't know, I'm not gonna call it dunking or whatever, but just all the politics that goes on in boxing. It seems like it's finally going away with this new batch of fighters like you, like Devin, all the batch of fighters. You've already said a couple times nobody's fighting each other. Do you anticipate to keep seeing these problems, or do you think that, you know, a year, 18 months down the road, we're going to start seeing these super fights that the world wants to see?
I think if it's up to me, I think when it comes down to me, I can only speak for myself. I think that when I'm offered these fights, I'm not going to shy away.
We're speaking to a dude who was a 3-division world champion at the time and still now. This is what type of level I talk to, y'all. It's different.
I'm taking these fights. I think that when the time comes and they say, oh, you got to fight such and such, I'm going to sign the dotted line. So I can only speak for myself. I don't know what's going on with all these other dudes, but I promise you, I just look at the 135 division as like a super overrated division. Wow. Just because of the fact that I think 147 was like before I got there. And I'm not like, I'm just getting here. Like I'm the new kid on the block. Mm-hmm. But like the 147 division, I think that was a tougher division with like Danny, Sean Porter, Earl, Bud, and I think that all them dudes.
One thing I want y'all to know, pretty boys, that's all you see in boxing. I don't know why it's like that, but it's mostly pretty boys.
Really was fighting each other besides Bud and EJ. So you can't really take nothing away from them. And now Boots on the scene with them. I think that's a real division right there. Like it's just they fought each other now, so it's like everybody's looking at it different. But I don't really look at the 35 division that way.
So, Shakur, this is a question I have for you because you know Bob Arum. I think what Bob Arum did for the sport of boxing is extraordinary. I understand that Bob Arum ain't gonna have every relationship not gonna be good. You know, it's a problem when people say Bob Arum have problem with black fighters.
What's up?
Can you speak on your relationship with Bob Arum, and are you happy with Top Rank?
Yeah, I'm happy with Top Rank.
I ask the tough questions, right? I'm not with the shits. I tell y'all I do this. If y'all don't know who Bob Arum is, he's a longtime Hall of Fame promoter of Top Rank, right? And the stigma about Bob Arum is all his black fighters always leave him, right? I don't ask the soft questions. We gonna ask the real questions right here. Let me say, okay.
With them, I think that's a real division right there. Like, it's just they fought each other now.
Oh, you got to see Hector Camacho? Oh, Chamaca dog. Man, I'm gonna show you my picture with me and the great Hector Camacho.
So it was like
on tomorrow or something, later on today, hours away.
Everybody's looking at it different, but I don't really look at the 35 division that way.
So, Shakur, this is a question I have for you because, you know, I love Bob Arum. I think what Bob Arum did for the sport of boxing is extraordinary. I understand that Bob Arum ain't gonna have every relationship not gonna be good. You know, it's a problem when people say Bob Arum have problem with black fighters. Can you speak on your relationship with Bob? Are you happy with Top Rank?
Yeah, I'm happy with Top Rank. Top Rank treated me good. I've been making good money. I'm living good. Everything good with me. So I mean, a lot of people say different things, but as far as like me, I mean, I got the fight that I wanted. I wanted to fight Oscar Valdez, and it took some time, but honestly, it happened at the right time. But the money was bigger than what it would have been if it had happened at the wrong time. So at the end of the day, I don't got no issues with Bob. I appreciate Bob. I ain't got nothing bad to say about Bob.
I remember, and respect, man. You know, Top Rank and Bob Arum have been in the business.
So, you know, tell y'all this how I'm coming, right? And it's just so much more, right, that you guys ain't seen, right? And I appreciate y'all regardless, right? We interview man champions, women champions, right? Let me see this one. Oh, okay, so let me let y'all see this right here. This is the beautiful, this is the beautiful, super bad Estrada, Sanisa, super bad Estrada, right? One of the best women champions in history. And look how gorgeous she is. Gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. I mean, beautiful, right? Y'all see, we be in the buildings like this is what we do. So let me let y'all look and see how beautiful this woman is, right?
That he got the win like
Hey, super bad. This is Mr. Down TBA representing Spit Bucket. We here represent FightSaga.com. This victory right here catapult Virgil Ortiz to one of them top fighters, even champions. Do you think he's ready after seeing this performance tonight?
Definitely, I definitely ready. I always knew like the later rounds and fighting against fighters like.
I'm bad. I don't want to put no disrespect. I'm sorry. I don't want to put no disrespect on this, right? I just want to show y'all I ain't put no disrespect on this shit. Like, this is real life all the time for me. Let's see how we coming now.
Got the win like
Hey,
that.
Superbad, this is Mr. RTBA, represent Spit Bucket. We here represent Fight Saga. So tell me, this victory right here, California, is one of them top. Do you think tonight?
Definitely, I definitely ready. Later rounds and fighting against fighters like this, that brings out the championship mentality, the championship heart, and he showed that he had that tonight. So I would love to see him against Crawford. I think he's ready for any of those top guys.
So what about you? What's next for you?
Hopefully be back in the ring by November. I'm looking to unify or fight for another world title, whoever's ready to wants to step up and take the fight.
So yeah, but anyway, you know, I need to start downloading, right? But yeah, it's just little shit. I ain't seen nothing yet. But now let's go to what we here for, right? Because every day we gonna show y'all how we coming. Every day, so y'all can see. It's me again. Every day. We got a little piece of it. But we know what we here for. We all know. Let's get to it. Shout out to the Broken Baker. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to the Broken Baker. Oh, let's go. Let's play right.
Casting by Zoom. I further note the court was prepared to come out at 9, but the delay was due to the delayed arrival of some of the counsel. So with that, I would remind all parties who are attending by Zoom that any rebroadcast, if you are not qualified under SJC Rule 1.1119, rebroadcast is prohibited. Those who are qualified and have registered are certainly free to rebroadcast as appropriate. So with that, my intention today is to cover papers 110, 117 in part, 125, and 127. Those are the matters which deal with the request for the recusal or removal of Mr. Cosgrove as counsel for the Commonwealth.
Hold on, Miss Laura Renata just turned us up. Right. And she said, night, still unwell, love you, right? And thanks for letting us in. I'm still taking applications. It's like, love you, Laura Renata. Love you to death. And before you go, beautiful, right? You know, I gotta turn you up. Turn up. Man, we love Miss Laura A, right? We love her to death, right? Love you to death. Want you to know that. For real, I appreciate you. So, y'all let me know how we coming on this stream. Let me know, like the big homie Ultra Maga Dog say, keep them fluids in them systems.
Before we begin that, particularly Mr. Bedrock, just to you, and I know Judge Dolan may have talked to you about this a little bit. Going forward, we don't file affidavits as motions. Rule 13 requires a motion to be a motion, to be supported by a memorandum of law, can be supported by an affidavit. The matter we're here for today, there is in fact no motion on file. I'll take it as it sits because it's been responded to. But going forward, if you want to file a motion, it has to be a motion. It has to be clearly captioned as to what you're looking for. Further, it has to deal with one subject at a time. I'm not going to do motions that deal with the entire kitchen sink. There'll be one motion at a time. It's going to be clearly noted. If you want to put a memorandum of law, again, you have to reference the motion you're dealing with. Further, if you want to put an affidavit, the affidavit has to reference the motion that you filed.
Now, see, this what pissed me off about this cornhead, fucking corrupt ass judge, right? This what pissed me off about this cornhead, corrupt ass judge, right here. Like, God damn, you come immediately out swinging, talking to them like they don't know what the hell they doing. I mean, this was mind-boggling. Like to have this type of tone early, right? With them. That's the theme of tonight. With them, right? And I'm gonna show y'all who them is I'm talking about. That's the theme of the night, is with them. He started his time, and I'm not a lawyer. My last skill, she can tell me, she can school me. Right. When I look at this, what corrupt her in Canton? This is our court. The defense is shut down. Then you see that old cock sucking Cosgrove at the back. Tell him, thanks for playing your role, buddy old pal. Oh my. But the tone fuck me up.
If you want to put in a supplemental motion or a supplemental memorandum, it has to list the paper number that you're talking about. Going through this over the last several days and trying to figure out what I'm dealing with took an amount of time, which is kind of absurd because I'm trying to trace back what you're talking about and I can't find the motion because it doesn't exist. So I understand you're not local to Massachusetts. Mr. Bradley is extremely experienced and quite good at drafting these things. So.
Oh my. I know you're not from Massachusetts and you're not familiar with these things. You a little boy, that's basically what he said. Mr. Breda is a man, he's 40. He's very familiar with it. Like dumbing him down? Oh my God. And look at the look on this mother. Oh, wait.
Because I was going to say, that's my fault. I'm local counsel. I should have made sure that was that way, and we'll make sure that going forward.
And I note that paper number 127 is more in the form that we used to in this court. So I just want to remind everybody where we're at. And again, not familiar with the area, that's okay. Just going forward, I don't want to have to sort of parse through what we're dealing with, nor do I want to have to hear from Mr. Cosgrove saying there's no motion filed, because it's a pretty good point on his part.
I don't want to have to hear him. You know, the fuck you sitting in the chair for? Now, Mo, tell me if I'm reaching. He said he don't want to have to hear him. But what the fuck is you sitting in that chair for with that apron on, sir? So, okay, so let the follow this with our queen on her and lawyer and Mo is. A motion just means moving the court. You are moving, asking the court to do something, okay? She said if there wasn't a motion, why did judge set a hearing on the motion? Oh, talk that lawyer shit. Talk that lawyer shit. Yeah, like, well, I'm sorry. Like when you say, you have to research the case. You bald-headed motherfucker. We sorry, you have to do your job. Mo Esquire. That's correct.
So, with that.
Oh, the beautiful Charlie Rachel in the building. Salute, sweetheart.
Let's take up the matters that are before the court. You're the moving party. I don't know who wants to argue, Mr. Bradel or Mr. Federer.
Mr. Bedrow, Your Honor.
We'll hear from you. Thank you.
I don't know who want to argue, Mr. Bradel or Mr. Bedrow. Fucking stupid. Who the fuck was talking to you and letting you know what's up, you fucking stupid? Like the arrogance and ignorance and belittlement, in my opinion, that he doing right here. Oh, this is nasty work. And later he says he read all the papers, so he read them all and is too dumb to understand them. Yeah, that's stupid. But see, my thing is, he talking to the man who he know who finna go up here. And I feel like he tried to shun the great Bedrow, to Mark Bradel today. But they're a team, they standing strong. But I feel like he threw a lot of shade. And we're gonna see y'all the shade he threw.
Understand, I've looked at all your motions as well as all of the exhibits.
May I, Your Honor?
You may.
Counsel states that a recent conflict of interest has developed, which ethically precludes him from continuing to prosecute matters in which Lindsay Gaetani is an alleged victim or party. Those are the words of Mr. Cosgrove on September 24th, 2025, regarding his request to be removed from another indictment in which Lindsay Gaetani was a witness, and we'll get to in this argument why she may very well be a witness in this case.
Witness is different from victim, correct?
I'm sorry?
Witness is different from victim, right?
Of course, but as we'll get to, Your Honor, if a prosecutor or anyone has a personal interest that may differ from Commonwealth's or to a defendant's right to a fair trial, that's something that has to be factored in. The point of that comment, Your Honor, is that Mr. Cosgrove acknowledged that there was a conflict arising out of Ms. Gaetani's claims against him. She has accused him of unprofessional and unethical conduct and has sued him. He draws the line.
I know that the last docket entry in that case was in the process of being settled. That's paper number 15 in that case that was filed just last week.
Judge, whether the civil case continues or not isn't even necessarily the issue.
Explain why that would not be a problem.
Because she has accused him, a lawyer, a former judge, of unethical behavior, and he has a personal interest, understandably so, in defending himself against that. And in any matter, ability becomes an issue as she testifies in a trial, he has an interest in discrediting her, which may be very different from the Commonwealth's interest, which I'll get into as to why that may be. But the point is calling her an alleged victim and that there is a conflict because of her allegations against me, merely being a witness in a case in which she may testify, as the difference which somehow makes his personal interest acting both as a criminal prosecutor while serving as a civil defendant and potentially cross-examining your civil accuser and your lead detective is a civil co-defendant who has also been accused of misconduct, undermines the public confidence in the proceedings and demonstrates that a prosecutor could have a personal interest. The bottom line, Your Honor, the difference between witness and alleged victim is a distinction without a difference if the prosecutor has a personal interest.
No, I disagree. Somebody said on the breakup. I mean, I guess it may be 100% normal, right? I know it's normal to ask questions, but golly, the way he asking them questions to one party and the other, right? It's gonna be a part on here that pissed me off so much, where he don't say nothing to the dude for saying the most stupidest shit I seen. Right? Oh my.
could significantly impact his representation of a party in the case. That's the Rule 1.7 issue. Now, Mr. Cosgrove has replied that, well, we're not going to call Ms. Gaetani as a witness, and that's certainly his right for the time being anyway as the prosecutor for the Commonwealth. But the defense may very well call her. Her credibility will be an issue, obviously, if she testifies in this case. At that point, having a prosecutor who has been accused of misconduct, who is named as a civil defendant, attacking her credibility and attempting to defend the credibility of other witnesses whose credibility could be impeached by Ms. Gaetani is a problem. It's a problem because the jury would have a right to know what the prosecutor's interests may be. It's not...
Well, you chose not to cross-examine her.
That's a decision that has to be made by a disinterested prosecutor.
What if you got someone else to cross-examine her?
Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some more words, Kenny. She said, she just turned this up. She said, welcome to Massachusetts. One of the words of Melanie Little. Your constitutional rights go to die. Man, ain't that the truth? Man, turn up for my words and we'll be right back. Thank you, beautiful Mo, and I appreciate that so much. But this is crazy. Welcome to Massachusetts, where in the words of Melanie Little, your constitutional rights go to die. Right? First off, I didn't like this dude's tone. Right? You can have a firm tone, but have that firm tone. And like when we say keep that same energy, fam. It's like fighters be saying at a press conference, you know, because before the fight comes, you got that press conference, then you got that weigh-in. At that final weigh-in, they like keep that same energy when you get in that ring tomorrow. So why this dude didn't keep that same energy? Like first off, his tone, right? I mean, second off, you know, trying to belittle Mark Bitterroy in my opinion. Oh, I know you're not familiar with Massachusetts, but whoop-de-whoop, this Mr. Brady Wills like trying to big up one of them. Man, salute to the beautiful Mo. Let's continue.
That may or may not solve the problem. Certainly it would with the direct examination of her.
But he's not going to call her. He's made that clear.
I understand that. What I'm suggesting to the court is we may very well do that.
You may, and you'd have to get permission from the court to do that because you'd have to show me that it's relevant, but that's another issue down the road.
Well, I'm going to...
You have to show you that it's relevant. That's another issue down the road. Shout out to the beautiful Gino in the building. You got this. What? Is that true? Am I tripping? Because it's like this dude just want to slip by what they got to say without even giving Mark Bitterroy a chance to explain himself. Listen, I'm not a lawyer and I don't know the law, but Jesus, Judge. Jesus. She said we can tell the judge, we can't tell the judge to fuck off though, right? Like you just gotta argue your position as much as you can, but you just have to take it the judge power trip. But this judge reminds me of Kelsey's yell. Damn. 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 Now see, this was fucked up. Right here. They gotta take that. Because you can clearly tell this walnut head ass judge is on this fucking minstrel. Right? The way he coming at the defense and Bitterroy, and they just gotta take it. He can just cut you off without letting you get your whole thought out. Oh my. Gino said it was the constant interruption of Bitterroy for me, but he let Cosgrove go on and on and on, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Man, bro couldn't even get his thoughts out. It's like this judge had intention. I don't give a fuck about him telling me, oh, I'm gonna stand up to the law. I took an oath to the law. No, you walnut head motherfucker. It looked like you had intention. I see intention right here. That's my opinion. I ain't no lawyer. But I just found out they gotta put up with this. But I can tell a biased motherfucker when I see one. This is dirty work. Oh my. It's me and Drea say, in the other counties or other states, we wouldn't be here right now, right? What is this? That's the beautiful island girl in the building. What is this? I mean, I was pissed today. Right? Pissed. Like, damn, can he talk? You walnut head, pickle dick looking motherfucker. Can he talk? Mo say, go home. We're saying, yeah, Cosgrove, motherfucking ass. Good point, Your Honor. Yeah, right. So he dude sucks. Only other girl, he sucks. You ain't lying, the beautiful. It's me, Andrea. Deja vu to Judge Canoni. Oh, boys, I like the beautiful, pretty cookies. It's mind-boggling to me, right? Because see, that's the one thing about boxing that I came in for. We want to see the best fight the best, right? Because boxing was corrupted. It all plays its part. It was corrupted, y'all, because certain people wouldn't fight the certain people because other promoters could do that, right? Why do y'all think UFC built momentum? It was corrupted, and I got sick of that shit. That's why I want the best fighting the best. That's why I'm on that bullshit again. And now we got the best fighting the best. It ain't done. The work ain't never done. But that's what I speak about on this fucking corruption right here. The fuck? Right? This walnut head, pickle dick looking fucking judge. And the way he doing what he doing, oh my. Like, what am I looking at? What, this only in America? Thought we had constitutional rights over here.
I tell you right now, respectfully, why it may be relevant beyond just the substance of her testimony. Mr. Cosgrove addressed the substance.
Red line, free Cain Velasquez. Well, shout out to the beautiful GNO. Y'all know Cain Velasquez, man. Shout out to you, sweetheart. You know UFC.
Of her testimony as it relates to the allegations against Mr. Canton. She also may very well be a witness who can expose bias of other important prosecution witnesses, who could expose conduct on behalf of some of those important prosecution witnesses, conduct which is not at all consistent.
Well, let's get to the nub of it.
Let's just get to what? See this bullshit I'm talking about right here. See, this the bullshit I'm saying right here. Let you get on the what you put. Man, let me, hold on, I'm sorry, y'all.
That's a decision that has to be made by a disinterested prosecutor.
What if you got someone else to cross-examine her?
That may or may not solve the problem. Certainly it would with the direct examination of her.
He's not going to call her. He's made that clear.
I understand.
But why the fuck do you think he's not going to call her? You walnut head, pickle dick motherfucker. See, this, well, we must protect the house. Fight for justice and end corruption. This bitch ass fucking judge know why he ain't gonna call him. You stupid fuck. How can you be a motherfucking judge and act stupid on the fucking bench with that dress you have on, sir? How can you just act like you illiterate when you in a power of fucking position where you supposed to use common sense? I know it's about the law, but you can't let others just play off the law when you know it's a disinterest there. Am I reaching? Mo West, tell me. Yeah, Bedro talking too much, like you just fucking asked. Oh my, this is mind-boggling to me. This ain't Mo. Gino say, imagine having a clerk for him. I would hate my life. Man, you ain't lying. Hold up, barking man. Say, atrocious. Hold up, outrageous. Atrocious. Outrageous. Moe say, and he's like, I don't know if I'm calling or cross-examining any witness at all. I haven't decided. Oh my. Right? But yeah, then he asked Cargo something, cause he was like, nah, I'll go when it's my turn. The judge was like, oh, sorry to bother you. Right? Like Geno said, he would ask Bedro a question and then cuts him off as if Bedro talking too much. Like you just fucking asked him, yeah, right? Like this shit is egregious. What the fuck? I'm looking at y'all. But the beautiful me say, we have to look in for Turtleboy. Lock in for Turtleboy. Facts. The judge has Cody's former position. Yeah, I found that out. That's his buddy. That's his pal. Piece of shit. I don't give a fuck about this judge saying I'm this and I done this. No, you ain't shit right now, fam. Give a fuck what type of fucking accolades you got. I know real shit and bullshit, right? To have no fucking common sense. Man, you ain't lying. Boy, this was bad. Yeah, it's annoying for us to watch, but you know what they do, right? It's better when the judge is asking you a bunch of questions and asking you anything at all. Okay. Okay. So that could be good too, but I don't know, like it. I'm numb to this shit at this point. Can't even be surprised by this, boy. You ain't lying. Mr. Bedro is boss. Pretty kooky. We love your profile. Valid troll. Yo, we love that, baby. I'm sorry, Judge. I thought this was America. I thought this was America. You ain't lying. Well, constitutional rights, common sense. But we know in crooked Canton, they don't got common sense. Right? They don't got common sense. No morals. No fucking values. They are really trash and garbage. Not all the people there. I'm talking about this crooked ass system and the rotten motherfucking family members of them who with them. These motherfuckers ain't shit. And this is fucked up on another level, right? Another level, right? Because these retarded bitches is doing this shit in our fucking face. Anybody around the world, governor, senators, president, is anybody seeing this? Is this okay? Oh my.
that. What I'm suggesting to the court is we may very well do that.
You may, and you'd have to get permission from the court to do that because you'd have to show me that it's relevant, but that's another issue down the road.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, respectfully, why it may be relevant beyond just the substance of her testimony. Mr. Cosgrove addressed the substance of her testimony as it relates to the allegations against Mr. Carney. She also may very well be a witness who can expose bias of other important prosecution witnesses, who could expose conduct on behalf of some of those important prosecution witnesses, conduct which is not at all consistent.
Well, let's get to the nub of it, all right? Because I've read all your material, so you don't need to repeat the argument.
Oh, let's get to the nub of it. I read all your material, so you don't got to repeat it to me. You piece of shit. You fucktard. They're trying to do it in the dark. No live stream unless registered on dumb list. They don't like that sunlight. Disinfected. Did y'all hear how he just disrespect? Like, this is calculated. I mean, the calculation of the disrespect, right? The fuckery. The Alan Jackson, look the other way in them. Right in our motherfucking face, bro. What is this? Where's the fucking mayor? The fuck is she doing? Is the woman? Or who? Where's the governor? Who is the fucking governor in Massachusetts? The fuck is he doing? I blame him. Goddamn, he's not Dumb and Dumber. Oh. You ain't lying. You was, oh my God, boy. Oh my, she said this whole state run on back slaps and handshakes. I know. I was part of it. She giving us that valid truth, John. She telling us what it is. She was there. What is this? See, he read it out. He said 2 seconds ago he couldn't possibly figure out what motion we would even hear for. Yeah. Now he talking about let's get to. I read it all. Let's get to the nub of it. You fucking coward, bro. The governor, Maury Healy, too busy scissoring state troopers. This is one-party state, right? What you mean by one-party state? Like, well, y'all say because they are liberal and Democrat there. It's mostly Democrat there. Governor is Marley Healy. We gaslight. We get gaslight by her every day as well. Oh my. Judge is annoyed that Beto is actually answering his questions. The fuck? Kirk said any one thing, and the judge has already made his decision, and that Kazi is going nowhere. Also, why is he now trying to bring the trial forward, already scheduling date? Deech. Now, I know Deech is that dude who running, right? Now, listen, I'm not the smartest man, but I know what's going on. But Kirk, 7143, can you please clarify a little bit of what you mean? Because I know what the gist of what you're saying. It's all Democrats and they're out their mind. That's why I'm glad I'm in Texas. Republican fucking state. Look out of here with that liberal ass shit. I ain't mad at people who liberal, but they could, man, you can't just have no one fucking party. Like, I ain't with, no, I'm from Texas, right? Dallas, Texas, right? And that's some fucked up shit. Cause you like when you just a damn one party state like that, it's gonna float all the same way. Cause all them bitches gonna agree with each other, right? And like the beautiful Moes Squire say, this is not democratic. Oh, Kansas City shuffle. His intent was red. Red tape. Bureaucracy. You ain't bullshit. Or talk that shit. Pretty cool. 100% he already made the decision. You could tell by first cue he asked, yeah, rude motherfucker. Everyone's a Democrat and has been and will be, so they are untouchable and know it. Hence the double and tripling down. Oh my. Okay, he running for DA. Great. Follow Maura Healey, Andrea Campbell on social media. You'll see what they're talking about. They got to get this work because this is democracy instead of Morrissey. All right. Hold up. What they say? I think Deets want this trial sped up so that if Deets is elected, it doesn't get squashed. GNO said, imagine having to call in co-counsel to cross-examine one witness. Laughing my ass out, what the fuck is happening? Right? Shout out to Miss Holmes in the building. Glad to see you again, beautiful. I would like to know who is not in bed with the judges, DA, prosecutors, and law enforcement. Sick of these in-your-face corrupt assholes. Bettero, stay strong. The GOAT, stay strong. We gonna stay strong. Man, shout out to the beautiful Angel Fire. She said, thanks for protecting the family. Your house, daddy, from now on. Man, she said, your house, daddy, from now on. Okay, let me turn up for you. Beautiful. Thank you. Man, hold up. Appreciate you so much for that. And thank you very much. Yeah, that sounds good. House daddy. Yeah, I'll protect the house daddy. Yeah. Talk that shit. But this is not because of Democrats for me. Okay. Fascist. Okay. We are trying to strike at the root of the problem. And the CW keeps picking up, leaves one at a time to deflect. That's true. It's a lot deeper than Democratic versus Republican. Don't think has anything to do with it. That makes sense. I mean, I can agree with that. Initially, I thought the judge was saying Bettero had a strong motion to dismiss, but he was actually talking about Cosgrove motion to dismiss LG lawsuit. Oh my. Wait. Let's continue, y'all. Wait.
Look, as I understand the issue here, this guy kind of
and once
correct.
again, shout out to the Broken Baker, man. A salute to the Broken Baker. You know, he killed it today. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to the Broken Baker. He is the truth. TRUF, the whole truth. TRUF and nothing but the truth. Y'all know we got mad love and respect for him. Thank him very much for what he did today for us.
Is it not? Ms. Gaetani has an interaction with Special Prosecutor Mello in December, I think the 24th, was it, or the 23rd?
Something like that.
Of 2023. It's around that time that she's alleged to have some interaction with Ms. McCabe. Is that correct?
Amongst other times, yes.
Well, around that time is my understanding, based on the evidence you presented me. Around that time, Ms. McCabe urges her to go to the grand jury. Do the right thing, go to the grand jury, something along those lines. All right, is that correct?
In substance, but I think it's interpretational. And the
now, hold up real quick. No, y'all school me, especially you more and all other people who are fishing on this. Right. Damn, he shows like, is he prosecuting him? Is this 2 versus 1 or like, what is this? Am I tripping? Like, damn, judge. Oh, am I tripping? Is the judge throwing them alley hoops for Cosgrove? I'm just saying, I'm not a lawyer. I'm trying to get an understanding. Because to me, it seemed like the judge I know he's doing his job. I love you to death, Mo. Love you, Mo. Esquire. Have a great night. Now, am I tripping? God damn. I see alley hoops getting through. Alley hoop after alley hoop after alley hoop. What is this? Like I know judges can ask these questions, but damn, this seems like more alley hoops to try to give Cosgrove free game. Am I tripping? Press 1 if you think I'm right. Press 2 if you think I'm reaching. Be honest. Please, everybody, let me know.
Because it might expand upon that.
I understand that. All of those events occurred 6 months after the events that are in play here. So the relevance of those.
Okay, and also, now, he said all these events took place 6 months after, right? Do that mean something, y'all, since it took place 6 months after? Is the judge making a point? I'm not sure, because that's why I'm trying to understand what I'm looking at, because I'm confused, right? Is he making a point where he said it happened 6 months after? Is that a good question to ask Better? Not saying, he's trying to do it, but is that a good question to ask him? And I'm trying to get schooled on this, because I'm wondering, so if something happens 6 months after, oh, it's all word salad. It's me and Drill say, no point there, cause and effect. Oh, no, he wants a bonus or something. Okay. So, but I'm just confused on, what do that mean? Because it happened 6 months after.
Those events is only as to the credibility, potentially, of Ms. McCabe. Now, you might be able to get into that. You might be able to even confront Ms. McCabe. But then you're going to have to raise an issue of whether or not you get into a trial within a trial, so to speak, the extrinsic evidence rule, which takes us to whether or not she is even going to be a witness to talk about potential bias after the fact. This is after the fact bias. Yeah. On an issue which, frankly, I'm struggling with a little bit, because nobody.
Okay, so we're talking about after the fact bias. Okay, now this is why I'm puzzled at. How can it be after the fact when they were railroading Lindsay the whole time? Right? Bottom line is Lindsay is suing Cosgrove, which makes it a conflict of interest. Enough evidence points to he was railroaded. I agree with that. But I don't understand what this walnut head, pickle dick fucking judge is saying. Talking about after the fact. Okay, you fucking nitwit I'm supposed to be swore oath to have common sense, logical, and use the law. So you ain't looking at before the facts? I'm confused. Lizzie Catani stuff happened in December 2023. And the rolling rally was in May 2023. So that's 4 months, you said? Well, Ms. Holmes said I missed her question. I get better on brother who's possible, not just blowing up respectfully to this dickhead judge. That the judge instituted how he won't allow LG to testify for Aiden. How can he do that? Oh, he said that? Oh, good night, Moes. We love you to death, sweetheart. Sweet dreams, beautiful. Wow. Oh, my. In the UK, they don't have election campaigns for judges. You get the job because you can actually do it. Meatball has never tried a case in his life, yet claims to have been an attorney for 25 years. Who have never tried a case in their life? Cosgrove? Oh, but he was a judge. But how he ain't? But don't you got to be like a lawyer or something like first before you could become a judge? Oh, wait. Come his entire career not in a courtroom trying. Is this for real? Morrissey? Uh-huh. Oh, wait. The rolling rally, I think it was. The charges are for. Okay. So when you said that, so you said that was in May 2023. So what do you mean? Is that good for our side or they side? Which I know we're going, but they cook him up, man. I want to be. Oh no, I'm more tired. She tired. He's saying they didn't have to feel intimidated anymore. They don't have to be intimidated at the time. Oh. Defense is arguing they were gathering together 6 months to follow Aiden. That's not behavior of people. Yeah, right. Oh, we seen the text messages. Love you too, beautiful Moes. Good night, sweetheart. Judge is like, man, they don't have to be intimidated. 6 months later. Oh my. What did I say? I forgot what I said, boy. Man, please remind me because my mind is just going everywhere, just thinking about this crooked shit. They used Lindsay to get him locked up for 2 months. They dropped the Lindsay charges, but he still was locked up. Yeah. They deflecting with bullshit and the judge is helping, right? Alley hoop after alley hoop after alley hoop. And they were not harassed, so their language then changed to intimidation in order to get. Oh, wait, man. Yeah, they could call Lindsay. But my question is, I heard the great Betty Rowe, he say, we may or may not call her. Now, that's all dependent. But is it the reason why they don't want to be adamant on calling her? Is that because, if they do have another special prosecutor, he'll be able to go hard at her? I don't like this paid whore judge. Sorry, not sorry. You ain't lying. Usually judges are here appointed, and pretty sure Cosgrove appointed this judge before he retired. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's my understanding. The charges came from the rolling rally on May 30, 2024, the incident with Lindsay. The time it was in. So it was just 4 months. Oh yeah, I'm mind-boggling.
Contest the acts here, all right? Mr. Carney is a citizen journalist, sort of a new breed of journalist, correct? He presents to this court that all of his activities are fully protected under the First Amendment. Very reasonable argument, okay? Mr. Cosgrove says different. He says this is witness intimidation. The motivation of Ms. McCabe to his acts is tangential by and large, is it not?
Judge,
now she's going to testify, yes, I was intimidated. But the main factor here is the nature of the comment is recorded, made voluntarily and recorded. Now you are correct.
What the fuck he just said?
All of those events occurred 6 months after the events that are in play here. So the relevance of those events is only as to the credibility, potentially, of Ms. McCabe. Now, you might be able to get into that. You might be able to even confront Ms. McCabe. But then you're going to have to raise an issue of whether or not you get into a trial within a trial, so to speak, the extrinsic evidence rule, which takes us to whether or not she is even going to be a witness to talk about potential bias after the fact. This is after the fact bias.
Joe,
on an issue which, frankly, I'm struggling with a little bit because nobody contests the acts here, all right? Mr. Carney is a citizen journalist, sort of a new breed of journalist, correct? He presents to this court that all of his activities are fully protected under the First Amendment. Very reasonable argument, okay? Mr. Cosgrove says different. He says,
yeah, like I'm getting that same vibe. The beautiful Kirks. Why is he only worried about Jen? Right? We know what the hot cheekbone, red face, lying, manipulative bitch is about. Right? We know that. What? He ain't even trying to hurt. Text messages out there? Like, what is this? What am I watching, y'all? Look. Is this real? Oh.
this is witness intimidation. The motivation of Ms. McCabe to his acts is tangential by and large, is it not?
Judge,
now she's going to testify, yes, I was intimidated. But the main factor here is the nature of the comment, which is recorded, made voluntarily and recorded. Now you are correct. There's an excellent argument to be made, perhaps, that Gaetani and Genduso and McCabe may have...
Now see, this is my problem right here. This is my problem right here with this walnut head, pickle dick, crooked ass fucking judge, right? Like, he is doing the most with Ben Roll, right? Like, doing all the talking like, Judge, is this your first fucking time being on Zoom? Like, is this walnut pickle dick looking motherfucker? Is he know he got America watching him? Because to me, this is like a movie to him. Lights, camera, action. I want my voice to be heard. Face ass. Am I tripping? No, I know the beautiful Gino that a jury would never convict him. But am I tripping? Is this his first time having this big crowd watching this walnut head ass? Was he couldn't get no fucking sleep knowing he was gonna see the GOAT in front of him tomorrow? And I'm being for real, I ain't being funny. Because goddamn, This dude like lights, camera, action. One if I'm reaching, two if I'm not. I want to switch it. One if I'm reaching, two if I'm not reaching. Like, to me, it feel like this guy first time having this massive audience around, and he's trying to put on the greatest show on earth. Oh my! Oh my! Yeah, welcome to Massa. Welcome to the natural trip of a corrupt Massachusetts courtroom. It's traumatizing watching this. Oh my. Oh my. Shout out to the Marvin Hagler WBC. That's another thing I was talking about earlier. They want to bankrupt, but they not, right? They not. Because I want to be a part. I want to do something. I want to keep doing something we could do to get on here up, that we can get everything to the GOAT. Like, every time you say walnut, and pickle dick, I'm gonna let you go. I'm just, oh, this is, yeah, this motherfucker, if it goes to try, yeah, and that's gonna come to a point where being gaslit and mentally abused with this crap. Yeah, this is mental abuse. And seriously, this is mental abuse, y'all. Seriously, thank you, beautiful Gino. This is mental abuse. Because what it seemed to me, this dude is a judge, but he ain't never had this much attention like he getting today. He ain't never had this attention. This motherfucker couldn't sleep knowing he was coming to court tomorrow to be in front of the GOAT. He couldn't sleep knowing it was going to be on Zoom and everybody was going to be able to see his walnut, pickle dick head ass. He couldn't wait. Motherfucker had his socks, shirt, pants, everything on. All he had to do was just get up and go. Oh, this is nasty. This is nasty work, y'all. Like this is fucking with me.
Had some idea that they were going to get together and get his bail.
But real quick, y'all, let's just take a quick 1 minute. It ain't gonna probably be 1 minute, maybe 20 seconds, right? Just need to give me some water. I got to hydrate off this shit. Because this walnut pickle dick motherfucker pissed me off from the get-go. And we're going to talk about that real quick. In 30 seconds, please don't go nowhere. Please like, share. Rock with your boy OFD, Ray from Dallas. I'll be right back.
Pull up on them, got them looking like flood my wrist like clean as a clap doctor when I step in like y'all gon' make me act a damn. Gotta keep the strap like the laws when I used to sell sex in the packs in the groove of my jeans. I don't trust nobody, so you know my eyes open, can't stop. Stay on my pimpin', running through the house in these trenches, stunting in the mall with these bitches, copping me some all white Fendis, raw with these frauds trying to get me. Chopper bringing all y'all with me, make a nigga bleed out his kidneys. I don't fuck with none of y'all niggas, all y'all lame. Talking that big boy shit till a nigga put the blades to your neck. I don't play no games. Ashtray full of good kush, this your presidential. I don't blow no backyard boogie. Boss bitch with me like Cookie. Got a twin sister, she don't mind laying up with me. Grinding all night, gotta stand up with me. Get them bands, got the shit till her hands.
That was 40 seconds. That was 40 seconds. Oh, we. Oh, that's a great question. I just seen that. Sorry I missed that. GNO said, we all sue for intentional infliction of emotional distress. I wonder if Brady would rep us in a class action. You ain't bullshit. You ain't bullshit. You ain't bullshitting. This diabolical work right here, y'all. Because this fucking judge, this is intentional. Right? It's intentional. I'm glad she used that word. Because this is intentional. His tone when the walnut pickle dick motherfucker came out. That ugly ass mustache he got when the walnut pickle dick motherfucker come out. Motherfucker keep interrupting the great better role, right? Because this motherfucker know this the biggest audience he ever had in this time for lights, camera, and action. He told the whole family, just watch me work. You crooked motherfucker, man. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait.
Revoked. But that's not what this trial's about. This trial's about what happened 6 months before. So you got to draw me to the relevance of that.
Well, her bias and motive against him, whether before, during, or after, I would suggest is certainly relevant. Moreover,
but it's all after. There's no before.
Judge, you mentioned a moment ago about the fact.
It's all after. It's no before. Excuse me? Excuse me. The fuck did you just say? You walnut pickle dick, crooked motherfucker. It's all after. It's not before. Bitch, it is before. You stupid fucking idiot. They railroaded her the whole time and used and abused that fucking innocent woman. They played her, stupid. It's all after and not before. Excuse me? Are you kidding me? I know this. I know this Gomer Powell looking motherfucker didn't just say it's all after, not before. You piece of shit. What type of fucking judge is this? God, like this is bothering me. Right. Oh my. Once again, shout out to the great Broken Baker. Salute. He's saying the day for everybody today. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the great Broken Baker I got from across the pond.
Fact that she's going to come in and say, I felt intimidated or I was emotionally harmed. I think we would all agree that would be relevant about what the impact that these horrible allegations had on her. There will be evidence through electronic communications between.
Everybody, please look. Y'all, please hit that like button for me, please. Just take 1 second. Just say, "Dang!" Just punch that motherfucker. Bang! Punch it. Bing, bing, bang.
Gaetani and McCabe, which Gaetani may very well have to authenticate as a witness, because frankly, we don't assume or take any guess what Ms. McCabe will say, where shortly after Mr. Carney was released from jail, from what Your Honor just spoke about, where Ms. McCabe recruited Ms. Gaetani and orchestrated surveilling him from various police stations and to other locations, joking about going on a stakeout. In other words, conduct not consistent with her being intimidated. Those actions will also
the intimidation doesn't have to last forever.
Oh, interrupt him again, fuck face. Interrupt him again, fuck face. Bitch, this ain't your moment, piece of shit ass judge. Interrupt him again, fuck face. That's all fuck face doing is steady interrupting when he clearly breaking down the facts. But you got this weird-ass judge who know it's lights, camera, action. I told all my family and NIMS and all my friends and NIMS, and I told all my buddies at the barbershop, we sit on a bench and have a big glass of water, that I'm going to be on Zoom tomorrow. Oh, my. This guy right here, he thought this was his moment. This ain't no fucking moment, you stupid-ass judge. This is real life. Right? This ain't no lights, camera, and action for you. Right? Now, I get it. Judge is going to ask questions. Right? I get that. But God damn it, Judge, is you fucking listening? Because we're going to get to that. Remember, listening, y'all.
Intimidation, and we're only trying one slice in time. That's the bedrock of any criminal defendant, right? But not trying his entire life, we're trying that moment.
But these are questions that have to be posed.
We trying that moment. And I've been using that word moment. No fuck face. You trying to make this your moment, you piece of shit. Fuck face, this is my moment of the world. Man, shout out to Linda in the building. She just turned us up, y'all. Thank you, sweetheart. Let's turn you up, baby. Beautiful Linda. I'm sorry, Linda. I'm so tongue-tied right now. I love you to death, sweetheart. You are the absolute truth. I'm so tongue-tied, right? I'm talking about mouth just keep getting dry. Have to steady keep drinking this fucking water because this walnut pencil dick fuck face, right? Clearly showing this is his moment. And did this bitch just say that happened in a moment? Ain't that what I've been talking about, moment? You talking about one moment, fuck face? One moment don't tell the tale of the tape, as they were saying boxing. I gotta breathe. Let me take 3 deep breaths. Hold up. Let me turn up for Linda again. Man, thank you very much, Linda. Oh my God. All right. Ain't that a bitch? In a moment. You talking about one fucking moment, bitch? You know how many moments it was, bitch? All right, fuck this hoe ass judge. Who a fuck about this bitch ass judge? Fuck him. You know how many moments it was? Fuck face. Your wish is my command. Angel. Fire. Oh damn, I got to put that back in. I'm about to do that tomorrow. I got y'all tomorrow. See, like, he talking about a moment, right? And that's a slap in the fucking face of the GOAT, right? And I promise I got you tomorrow, the beautiful Angel Fire. All right? You talking about a fucking moment. Is this asshole judge trying to say that McLaren was only intimidated for a week or two, and then boom, she was unintimidated, and then it's over now, and bygones should be bygones? Ain't that a bitch? Ain't this what it's looking like? You got this walnut pencil dick fuck face, retarded, weird judge, right? He talking about we talking about the moment. No, bitch. We talking about a person's life. You stupid motherfucker. We talking about Aiden Kearney's life. You stupid son of a bitch. That's what the fuck we talking about. Fuck face. This ain't your Zoom moment. Ain't you knowing you finna be on Zoom and TV and you finna be able to see all your videos? Well, fuck face, I hope you come across mine so you can get some reality. So me and you, let's take this walk real quick. See, fuck face? I look at you and I look at a guy, if this shit happened to you, you would shit your pants every fucking night during them 60 days. You walnut pencil dick fuck face, right? But this didn't happen to you though, right? Oh, your bitch ass acting like you don't know what's going on, right? Fuck face. Oh, why? Cause Cos Dick, the bitch, he the one handed down the baton to your bitch ass, right? See, this is more than just a moment. Not only for the GOAT, because he's the most important person who we all riding for, right? Fuck face. Because we turtle riders stand 10 toes down with him. You bitch ass, crooked fucking piece of shit judge. Right? We talking about this man fucking life. This ain't no fucking game. Like it is when you shave your bald ass head just on the sides, because that's all that fucking grow. We talking about a dude who was fucking traumatized because he got falsely fucking put in jail, you stupid dickhead. And the fucking nerve, the motherfucking audacity for this walnut pencil dick fuckface to say we're talking about a moment? No, bitch, we're talking about the GOAT life, bitch, and how you represent for all of us, you stupid fucking judge. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, wait.
Ms. McCabe, and she'll have and should be forced to answer them and explain them.
I don't necessarily disagree with that.
Okay, so the point is we don't know what Ms. McCabe will say. We know based upon.
Oh, we don't know what she would say, bitch. You watched every second of that shit, bitch. You was back there working behind the scenes, bitch. You probably coached her, you walnut pencil dick, bitch. You know she's a known fucking habitual fucking liar who put timelines together. You stupid fucking moron.
Messages that we've seen, which would need to be authenticated, presumably what Ms. Gaetani will say about these issues.
Which seems to move with time from poll to poll, correct?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, it seems like her allegiances have changed as this case has developed.
She is, without question, a unique witness, which raises another
allegiance have changed. All right. Allegiance have changed. Do you understand, fuckface, that it's wrongfully convicted people who get fucking manipulated and played all the time, you piece of shit ass judge? Let me hear your bitch ass say that again.
Those actions will also.
Well, the intimidation doesn't have to last forever. The intimidation, we're only trying one slice in time. That's the bedrock of any criminal defendant, right? But it's not trying his entire life. We're trying that moment.
But these are questions that have to be posed to Ms. McCabe, and she'll have and should be forced to answer them and explain them.
I don't necessarily disagree with that.
Okay, so the point is we don't know what Ms. McCabe will say. We know based upon messages that we've seen, which would need to be authenticated, presumably what Ms. Gaetani will say about these issues.
Which seems to move with time from poll to poll. Correct?
I'm not sure what
Which seems to move from pole to pole. This piece of shit. Y'all give me 1 second. Oh, look, give me 1 second, y'all. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. It's gonna be real quick. This guy right here, man. We gotta take our first look intermission, just one break, y'all. Like, which move from pole to pole. He could say this grating shit like this. It's okay. 1 second, y'all. Let him out, baby. Let him out. Y'all come on. Y'all come on. If he's y'all come on. What's playing on that TV?
Hey, yeah. See, most of these rappers be gangsters and thugs on the internet. No, I'm not really into that. We pop up right at your spot with a Glock and the fitted cap. Like, fuck nigga, give me that. What you know about setting it off at 8 in the morning? I ain't even brush my teeth yet. Slept on the floor with them roaches and rats in the trap. Now I'm jacking these traps like, come get your beat back.
Rafer. Stop. I know what I'm doing. We shouldn't handle it like that. We should do it like this.
Solid won't fall for no nigga. I rep for the clear. We really be stepping. He say he yellow, he probably a pussy. Would try me. I'm live with a cancer connection. I see these lanes from afar. I'm on top of my shit like a building. You ain't gotta vouch for me. I ain't swearing no nigga. You can't get $1 if you ain't been broke on the couch with me. Eating them spreads in the tension, vision my future like Raven. That look how I'm living. I done had foreign on foreign and fuck that designer white tees and force that's daily. I can't see me going broke. My kids gotta eat and that 40 cat getting impatient. Show me a nigga that told you I'm lazy. I bet that same nigga that told you that hate me. We ain't respecting no nigga who can't get his own, but begging like I own something. Calling my phone and threatening my life like he gon' come take it. You know how I'm coming. Stomp on the pussy, whole neck dirty up. My new forces and chokers that's out with my chain. Laugh at her eye while my partner recording the drama. You fuck niggas stay in your lane. Fuck all these niggas and bloggers all on my dick now. Yeah, I'm with the shit now. Ain't no gimmick, I look like a brick in the league now. Yo, bitch, you get digged down. I'm a target, you won't catch me without a stick now. They probably will whack me. I'm stinking shit like a bumblebee. Keep it out safety. I'm dying to catch a whole lacking.
Salute. That right there, that just bothered me, right? Because y'all gotta understand, this is a high official, right? And this high official just degraded this lady and telling her change from pole to pole. You call her a stripper? You piece of shit. Swing from pole to pole. Tommy swing from pole to pole. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, God, Bitter, what the fuck do you? Oh my God, child. Let's continue. Let me just go back a little bit.
And motive against him, whether before, during, or after, I would suggest is certainly. Moreover,
but it's all after. There's no before.
Judge, you mentioned a moment ago about the fact that she's going to come in and say, I felt intimidated or I was emotionally harmed. I think we would all agree that would be relevant about what the impact that these horrible allegations had on her. There will be evidence through electronic communications between Gaetani and McCabe, which Gaetani may very well have to authenticate as a witness, because frankly, we don't assume or take any guess what Miss McCabe said, where she was out of release from jail, from what Your Honor just spoke about, where Miss McCabe recruited Miss Gaetani and orchestrated surveilling him from various police stations and to other locations, joking about going on a stakeout. In other words, conduct not consistent with her being intimidated. Those actions will also
the intimidation doesn't have to last forever. The intimidation, and we're only trying one slice in time. That's the bedrock of any criminal defendant, right?
But
not trying his entire life. We're trying that moment.
But these are questions that have to be posed to Ms. McCabe, and should be forced to answer them and explain them.
I don't necessarily disagree with that.
Okay, so the point is, we don't know what Ms. McCabe will say. We know based upon messages that we've seen, which would need to be authenticated, presumably what Ms. Gaetani will say about these issues.
Which seems to move with time from poll to poll, correct?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, it seems like her allegiances have changed.
Which raises another interesting point, which could lead possibly with Mr. Cost. Is a former prosecution witness. There's no question. She testified in grand jury. She testified at a trial called and vouched for by Mr. Cosgrove.
Quite enthusiastically, as I understand.
I believe so, Judge. No question. And at that point, they had no Gaetani. But at this point, she's now sued Mr. Cosgrove. She has sued Tully. She has threatened to sue or sent a demand letter to the DA's office. And when that happened, Mr. Cosgrove said, I have a conflict with her. Has a personal interest in seeing her discredited. And I'm going back to what I first started with, Your Honor. The issue is not because she's an alleged victim. She's a potential witness in this case, and the prosecutor has a personal interest in giving it to the jury at the end of the trial. When McCabe has testified, it's in Mr. Cosgrove's personal interest that she be credited, Gaetani not be credited. When Tully testifies, it's the same exercise. He's a co-defendant of his.
What's Tully going to testify to?
Is Tully going to testify? We're not calling Tully.
Mr. Cosgrove, what's Tully going to testify?
What the? Oh, wait a minute. This right here. Oh.
Testify to? Is he even a witness?
I am in determination as to whether I'm going to call Lieutenant Tully or whether I'll need to call Lieutenant Tully. It seems to me that the videos, which Mr. Kearney has himself made public, documenting his statements and actions are pretty much self-authenticating. I'm not sure.
Well, I think you may have to make a choice here fairly quick if we're going to deal with this issue. But continue.
Look, the bottom line is Detective Lieutenant Tully is the lead investigator on this matter. Now, that doesn't obligate the Commonwealth to call him, but he is the driving force behind this. He built the investigation. He got the search.
Okay, so look. Okay, so it's a good thing, right? If the prosecution don't call Tully, because that means Bedero and them and Brayla gonna be able to bring up, like they did in the case, how they didn't call Proctor in the second case. Y'all hear me? Am I correct about that? It's a good thing if they don't call Tully, and the defense will be able to attack that.
This is not your classic whodunit.
No,
this is not the investigation where they find.
Look at him talking to him like he think he a like judge. Have some fucking manners, bro.
The evidence on the scene. They develop the evidence on the scene. They trace the suspects. They get phone downloads. They do this, that, the other. This is a very unique set of facts.
Very.
Where the defendant recorded himself and then voluntarily broadcast his actions to the world at large. So the investigation essentially is press record, and then a jury of his peers, all right, would judge the mores of our society.
Oh, good, y'all. A jury of his peers. Oh, not good, but exactly like Proctor. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Sound like some stripper shit. We know she's known from swinging from pole to pole, or like he's saying from penis to penis or something. Well, this rude bastard, bro. And like you say, not good, but exactly like Proctor. Okay, cool.
to determine whether or not this is acceptable First Amendment or not acceptable First Amendment.
The point I'm making, Your Honor, is that
and I would like the jury of peers to make that decision. I don't want to make it.
Oh, you would like a jury of pearls. Damn. Like, this is no case. But you want to be on Zoom. This your first lights, camera, action moment, right, Uncle? He want to be on Zoom. He want to take a picture, click, click. Oh, wait.
And I want the jury of his peers to make that decision.
The point I'm making, Your Honor, is on this issue is that Tully is the lead investigator. And certainly I can only speak from my own experience, perhaps others, that it would be extraordinarily rare not to call.
I don't find that to be accurate in my experience. I've seen it happen a number of times, much to my disappointment when I sat over there, okay?
I've seen it happen. And
there you go. There you go. You know, this fucking walnut pencil dick weenie of a fucking judge. Yeah, he want to be on fucking Lifetime now. Like this dude right here, I seen him before. Bitch, this ain't whatever.
I've taken that from the other side of the table in prosecuting rather than defending, in letting juries know who built the case, what is going on here. But the point,
and fairly pointed out by the defense, and you didn't hear from him.
It could be. It may very well be, but that could also lead to the reason why. Okay, the issues surrounding Gaetani's claims. The defense wants to argue they're not calling Tully. Perhaps the jury may be entitled, not asking Your Honor to make evidentiary rulings now, obviously, but the jury may want to know and be entitled to know why isn't the prosecutor calling him, and might it have something to do with what Gaetani alleges. But moving away from Tully to the larger point, it's not even so much the cross-examinations, or other evidence, which I would suggest are improper, being conducted by a prosecutor with a personal interest in favoring certain witnesses over the one that is suing him. It's the summations, it's the argument. If Mr. Cosgrove has an opportunity to cross-examine Ms. Gaetani, assuming he does, as Your Honor noted, maybe he won't, but I would suggest, again, that's a decision to be made by a disinterested prosecutor, not one with a personal interest.
Well, let's define the personal interest. It is, anybody can bring a lawsuit against anybody, all right?
Define the personal interest, you stupid ass judge. Is that what the fuck you just said? Define the personal interest, bitch? Oh, you ain't been listening? Weasel dick?
You know, the actions that are alleged here by Mr. Cosgrove, and most of them appear, frankly, seem to have occurred prior to his arrival in the case. But the actions are alleged were done solely in his role as a special prosecutor. You know, his immunity is almost impenetrable, correct?
In a legal sense.
Sir, this is a legal setting.
No, Your Honor, my point is this. Personal interests don't rise and fall. They're not black and white because you've been sued or not sued.
Personal interest, but not black and white. Man, Bedro talking that shit, man.
He has publicly and loudly accused a distinguished prosecutor of misconduct that he himself recognized after the lawsuit was filed. With this lawsuit that we're saying has no merit, what did he do? He sought removal because I'm ethically precluded from cross-examining her. It's the same issue.
Well, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure that's what he said, but I'll take that for what it is.
He's not sure. Damn, bitch, I thought you read everything. Thought your bitch ass was up to date. Thought you knew what was going on. You piece of shit ass judge. Well, Canton is the worst city in the world.
Well, Judge, I just want the record to be clear. What he said was, counsel states that a recent conflict of interest has developed, which ethically precludes him from continuing to prosecute matters when Gaetani is an alleged victim or party, and we talked about whether we use alleged victim or witness as the issue. The point is...
Well, that's why I said that's not exactly what he said. What he said was...
Yes. No, I'm not trying to substitute that. We're trying to, in my view, suggest it's a distinction without a difference, because he has been attacked. And when he withdrew from the other case, the lawsuit against him was no better or no worse than it is now. So he didn't make that argument back then to say, this is some garbage lawsuit, I have no real conflict. What he said was, I am ethically precluded.
All right, I take your point. Mr. Cosgrove, you're ethically precluded from one. Why aren't you?
You take his point. Okay, let's see how you talk to Bitch Grove.
Ethically precluded from two. I'll come back to this issue of the 2025 investigation too.
I reserve my answer on that.
Reserve it for when?
When it's my turn to speak.
I was about to give you your turn to speak, but I'll go back to Mr. Betterow. Let's talk about this.
Oh, okay. He reserve it. Reserve it when? When it's my turn to speak. Well, I was about to let you speak, but I'll give it back to Mr. Betterow. So that was cold for him telling you, I'm gonna let you know, but when defense get through, I mean, when they get through, but you gonna let him talk now, but then you go back to him. What you doing, Judge? You putting your foot down with the defense? Why you don't got your bitch ass foot down with this Uncle Fester looking motherfucker?
2025 investigation.
Your Honor, can I make one point I didn't get to? We kind of got. It's the summations where the real problem arises here. Because if Gaetani were cross-examined by Mr. Cosgrove, in essence, it is almost a free deposition. It is sworn testimony of her by a litigant against another litigant in a civil matter in which he has the full power of the government cross-examining, which will benefit his personal interest. Then you go to summation. Presumably, his argument will be Gaetani is not believable, Gaetani is not credible, but McCabe is. Now, those are appropriate arguments by most people to make, not him, because it is in his personal interest, not just as a representative of the Commonwealth. It is in his personal interest that she be discredited. And the jury should know that. Now, I'm not saying that's an appropriate outcome either. The appropriate outcome is that he be removed, because if he's vouching for the credibility, not in an illegal sense, but advocating for the jury to adopt Jen McCabe and discredit Lindsay Gaetani, the jury should not be ignorant to the fact that this guy's getting sued and wants her to be discredited. That is not the kind of thing that the public can have confidence in when they find out that the prosecutor who is judging everyone's credibility is discrediting her, crediting another, and it's tantamount to him giving unsworn testimony.
This goes back to the issue of relevance that we talked about before, and this is where I'm a little bit hung up.
Oh,
what McCabe does 6, 8, 10 months after the allegations here, because the allegations with regard to McCabe, as I can tell, they occur on 6/6, 9/20, and 7/22. Those are the 3 dates where she's alleged to have been intimidated. So none of these matters involving Gaetani develop until perhaps December, right?
Some of her testimony, though, Judge, will corroborate other evidence we have of Jen McCabe's pattern of surveilling Mr. Carney. But when before he was indicted.
But when?
How can he talk?
2023, July of 2023. We have documented evidence of her, the intimidated and emotionally harmed witness, contacting Mr. Carney on social media and alluding to the fact, I know where you are, which is exactly what we're talking about with Gaetani.
That's a fair point to cross-examine her on, no doubt.
Don't know what she's going to say. From our perspective, having seen some of her other testimony and other proceedings, we don't just assume that she's going to be forthright. And we have a right. She's the star witness of this case.
I may need to know a little bit more about that. In terms
I
of
thought you ran.
something impounded to me, that's.
I thought this bitch ran everything, but now he's saying he need more time. Boy, this is diabolical, y'all.
The final point I'll make, to Your Honor, before you have any other questions, is it's important that we're raising this now. This is well before trial. The prosecution is clearly on notice. I don't know where this may lead to, what else could be discovered. You know, this is a unique case, as you've noted, and evidence is discovered in all kinds of odd ways, believe me, with how these cases proceed and who shares what and those kinds of things. It's critical for us to make this record now, alert the court respectfully.
I have no issue with you making a record.
Because if it comes up later after a jury is impaneled, there is a risk of a mistrial, and that will not be our fault. And we think at that point.
Listen, Mr. Bitter, I have no issue with you bringing the motion. You're supposed to. You need to advocate for your client in any way you think is appropriate.
You ain't letting him.
I'm just trying to flesh it out here, so I understand exactly.
You trying to flush shit out, bitch. You trying to make it comfortable and give the bitch ass crooked fucking dude fucking dude who gave you the fucking job all these alley hoops, and then to be condescending to say, I know you're trying to do all this for your client. Oh wait.
What the issues are, you know, I'm struggling with the relevance issues. You may have to give me more information on that, so I understand it a little bit better, because the way I read things, they're much later in time. Now, if you've got something that's more contemporaneous to the alleged intimidation, I think that's very, very relevant, and would have to sort of play out how that would come in and what the form of that evidence. So we'll come back to that at some point when you're ready to talk to me about that. But talk to me about this. Your motion had three parts. Your affidavit had three parts, and one was the 2024. That's moot because it's already been done. The second was this issue. The third was this idea that I could preclude the executive branch from investigating things in 2025. Can you give me some authority which says I have the ability to do that?
It's a unique situation, Your Honor. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that there is a case law roadmap to what's happening, but what's important to recognize here, you know, you've been asking us these questions about how is Gaetani relevant. She is extraordinarily relevant to what we're calling the 2025 investigation, which results in these search warrants for the phones of Karen Reed.
Which is still pending with Judge Krupp.
Right.
Let me play that out two ways. What if Judge Krupp says he can have access to the phones? Then we're going to have a much longer issue, correct? Is that going to come into this case?
Well, they're telling us that two people are under investigation. I mean, it's hard for us to know, right? I mean, they're attempting allegedly to indict Mr. Carney and Karen Reed for actions in which they already tried to indict and the grand jury said no. And now 2 years later, with phones that have been gathering dust, we need to look in these phones and, you know, God knows what we'll find. But the point is, the search warrants in that case are critical and certainly could relate to evidence used against Mr. Carney. There are two informants in that search warrant. One of them is Lindsay Gaetani. And the affiant of that warrant is Detective Tully. And there are about 10 paragraphs, and I'm paraphrasing, I don't know the exact number.
I read the warrants.
Relying on her, and it is loaded with information which she provided them. And we're back to the personal interest of Mr. Cosgrove. So that really was meant to just inform the court that this is a living, breathing issue.
I will agree with you. It's a living, breathing issue. It's just not a living, breathing issue over which I have authority.
Fair enough.
When that comes to me, if it comes to me, I don't know if my special assignment encompasses that. We'll see. But if it comes to me, then we'll deal with that issue. I can find nothing which gives me the authority to restrict that activity. Judge Krupp has the authority on the search warrants, and he'll make a decision in due time. But I find nothing which gives me the authority to restrict prospectively on investigating the executive branch.
Just before I sit down, and unless the court has any questions, I just want to correct one last thing. Your Honor had mentioned about a lawsuit being settled. That is not a lawsuit involving Mr. Cosgrove. There's no.
Sure it is. I looked at the docket this morning.
Not with him. That's with other parties to the litigation, is my understanding.
Well, let me put it for you. It's, as I said, I have some familiarity with this immunity issue since I routinely see these motions. It's a very strong motion to dismiss. If that motion is filed and heard, again, an accusation is one thing, but it would seem like there's a little bit more. You'd have to have some substance to it to actually disqualify. But I'll keep an open mind on it. Anything more?
Anything else?
No, I read all your stuff.
Thank you.
Anything more?
No, sir.
Mr. Bradley, anything?
No, Judge, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Carney, Mr. Cosgrove. If not, if you're conflicted out in one case, why aren't you conflicted out on the other? That's the real big question here.
Well, I don't think the two necessarily follow, Your Honor. Obviously, before I filed my motion seeking to withdraw in the other case, I would have been a poor attorney indeed if I didn't think about whether it also required me to withdraw in this case. And the motion to withdraw was, at least I attempted to phrase it quite carefully, to say that I had a conflict because Ms. Catani was the alleged victim in that case. Not that she was a witness in that case, but that she was the alleged victim. And as we all know, Your Honor, the Commonwealth does not represent the victim. The Commonwealth represents the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. But nevertheless, it was essentially an argument that I would be making in that case, that Mr. Kearney committed crimes against Ms. Catani. That, it seemed to me, put me in the impossible position of raising the suggestion that I was going forward to vindicate Ms. Catani's interests, perhaps to mollify her or to persuade her to withdraw the action against me. That's not the case where she is simply a witness.
Well, what do you say to the idea that you'd want to discredit her for your own benefit if it came to trial?
Well, that's a very interesting point, Your Honor.
It's a point, Your Honor. Now, you walnut pencil dick judge, you gonna question him? You gonna press him?
There's a couple of problems with it. One problem is the practical matter. I don't see how any way that I went about discrediting her testimony in this trial would spill over to the other litigation, because it doesn't seem to me that it would be in any way relevant to the other litigation. I suppose I could adopt the defense theory that everything is relevant to every issue, but I don't see how indicating that Ms. Catani was not credible in making statements about the investigation of Mr. Kearney here would have any relevance to an accusation that I breached some sort of duty to her by turning over a police report, which is the contention. Also, Your Honor, assuming that this even survives a motion to dismiss, and I'm talking now about the Middlesex case, I don't think there's any factual dispute.
Worcester case. There's nothing in Middlesex, right?
I'm sorry, Worcester, yes,
Okay,
thank you,
right.
I appreciate the correction. I don't think there's any factual dispute as to what happened. In my capacity as a prosecutor, I provided Mr. Bradel with the police report in question as discovery. It made its way by whatever means from Mr. Bradel to Mr. Kearney, who then publicized details of it and turned it over to a friend, an associate, whatever you want to call him, who actually put the whole report as standard on the internet and began telling us over her credibility. I don't dispute that I turned that report over as a matter of discovery.
Yeah, boo-boo the fucking fool. Like, what the judge, where's that same energy? You fucking coward. Where's that energy? You coward judge. Where's the energy?
If this case ever develops in Middlesex and comes to fruition, I couldn't possibly dispute that. That's the absolute factual truth. From that point on, it becomes a pure question of law as to whether I breached some sort of duty under the statute to Ms. Catani under the mistaken belief that I had a Rule 14 obligation to turn this over as the statement of a witness who had testified against Mr. Kearney in another matter, and as bearing on her credibility and her possible bias. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I was wrong legally, but that's not a matter of discrediting her. That's a matter that is purely a question of law. And it's also not a matter.
How do we avoid the circumstance? But she's called to the stand, and there's some relevant testimony that she can offer. You wouldn't call her, but the defense calls her. And you're in the midst of cross-examining her, and she says, well, this is why I sued you. What do we do with that?
Look at this shit, y'all. Look at Baker. The fuck you going? Where the judge at? Judge, where that energy? You gonna let them stutter like that? You ain't gonna apply the same pressure you was doing with the great Betero?
I'm not sure what you do with it, Your Honor. Maybe we deal with that with the motion in limine to preclude her from mentioning the Middlesex witness. Well, that's why we have skillful Superior Court judges, Your Honor, if I could
you can find one.
Be a little obviously self-serving in my comment. I'm sure Your Honor, both in his prior career, as I have in mine, and in your present position, has dealt with witnesses that are difficult to control.
What about the possibility of someone else coming in? Is that something that's realistic or not realistic?
I didn't quite hear you. Something else?
What about the possibility of bringing someone in to deal with Ms. Gaetano if indeed she's a witness?
Could be done.
Well, it would solve a lot of issues. Mr. Betero? I mean, you're not contending that the case goes away completely. You're contending that he can't deal with Gaetano.
Unless, Your Honor, I understand what Your Honor is saying, and it sounds at first blush that the idea that if there's some kind of ethical screen, for lack of a better term, that just keeps a separate wall between Mr. Cosgrove and Ms. Gaetani. But if the issue of the lawsuit comes out in any way, whether it goes...
Well, if he's not the one asking the question, I'd be hard-pressed to figure out why the issue of the lawsuit would come out.
Could. Again, I don't know.
But that is my job to control what comes up. But so
Yes.
Legally, let's think about it not from a... Mr. Cosgrove is not the one examining the witness. I preclude that because it's really not very relevant. I think we all agree.
Your Honor, I mean, look, it's certainly not for me to suggest what could happen. It's for the court to rule and the prosecutors to figure it out. I guess the first question is, why are we having this conversation, and why haven't they done that? Why is this a one-man show when this is a serious issue that there could be peril?
Well, that's why we have having this conversation.
Right.
Ahead of time, as you properly noted.
I'll hold it.
So it would appear to me what you're saying to me is, if there was a replacement for that issue, that would resolve this problem.
I don't know that it would. It's certainly a much more realistic situation where you could avoid, no question, having Mr. Cosgrove comment on the credibility of Ms. Gaetani.
You'd agree with me that does happen in trials, not with some frequency, but it's not unheard of for that to happen.
No, it's not unheard of at all. I mean, there are times, again, where you have a prosecutor who takes a statement of a defendant.
Sure.
They have to be a witness, or I mean.
You having a problem, Miss Holmes? Anybody else having a problem?
These kinds of things can happen all the time.
We find ways around them.
The witness, the former prosecution witness, accusing the prosecutor who she testified for previously of misconduct. Now, if the prosecution and the court approves of that process, wants to have that laid bare, then I suppose it could. But the other problem,
just on this issue, and we're not going to hijack the rest of the argument.
Okay,
just on the issue of replacement.
So pretty quickly, you're not having that problem. Just go out and come back in, Miss Hunt. Go out and come back in.
I had a brief response.
Yeah, he's not done. You only get to respond when he's done.
Yes.
Mr. Cosgrove.
Well, just on that point, I have yet to hear how any comment that I might make on the credibility of Ms. Gaetani's testimony in the case before the court would even come in or be relevant in the Middlesex case or assist me in any way. Am I going to go over to Middlesex Superior Court and, you know, frankly, I find it hard to believe that I or whoever would be representing me brazen enough to say to the judge, well, I want to talk about all the ways in which my client, Mr. Cosgrove, impeached Ms. Gaetani in a case that has nothing whatsoever to do with the case before the court. There's just not going to be any bleed through whatsoever, it seems to me. We don't even have, you know, frankly, Ms. Gaetani's now at the point, based on her public statements, where she has faced in so many different directions, that I find it a little difficult to believe.
Oh, you find it difficult, but when she was saying it publicly for your Uncle Fester looking ass, it was okay. You're very welcome. Good morning, Law 77. Good morning, beautiful. So, but when she was saying it publicly for your Uncle Fester looking ass, it was okay. This is diabolical, y'all. This is.
Believe that either the Commonwealth or the defense is going to call her in this case. Mr. Ethel has carefully said we may call her for the defense. This may be a contingency that doesn't even arise, but that's sort of a side point. Let me.
Yeah, you don't.
Let me take a couple of points. I was going to ask Your Honor to take judicial notice of the pleadings in the Middlesex case. And
damn, this coward ass judge is listening. Damn, bitch, you act like you had a listening problem 10 minutes ago. Oh, your bitch ass listening now. Oh my.
The docket, it appears you've effectively done that. But let me make an oral motion on the record.
Any objection comes? No.
Purpose.
Okay. I will take the judicial notice of the Superior Court case.
And one of the interesting, unique things about this alleged conflict of interest, which is a little different from the typical conflict of interest case, at least I haven't found anything precisely on point, and I don't think the defense has either, but maybe they'll prove me wrong in a moment, is the whole operation by which this alleged conflict has come about and the Middlesex case has come about. What is it that enables Ms. Catani to make the claim that she's seeking to make against me in the Middlesex case? It's that defendant took the report I gave him as discovery, or I gave his counsel as discovery in the other case, publicized it, and then created a harm that Ms. Canton alleges accrued to her from that publication. In other words, if we're applying but-for causation, to sound like a tort lawyer for a minute, if we take Mr. Kearney's actions out of the whole proceeding, there's no harm whatsoever to Ms. Catani with my, as I see it, fulfilling my Rule 14 obligation. So Your Honor has the unusual situation here of a defendant who has been but-for cause of the alleged conflict, seeking to profit from that conflict by removing the prosecutor of his case, which I think is worth some consideration by the court. What I would like to do now, Your Honor, since the defendant has had the opportunity for a reply brief, which frankly doesn't particularly go to these motions, particularly, but more to the point, the defendant's reply in support of the motion to disqualify Robert Cosgrove. I'd like to examine that in some detail and take the opportunity to reply to some of his.
Well, it really hasn't become an issue here. That involves another party whose case has been dismissed. The case regarding the defendant, relevant to any. Mr. Beddoe didn't even raise it.
For purposes of this, Your Honor, the briefs are what they are. We submitted them. I just raised the issues I thought would be helpful for the court today.
Yeah, I didn't find that anything with regard to that particular trooper terribly compelling because I don't understand how he would be part of this case. Fair to say?
You're talking about which trooper?
The trooper whose case was dismissed, Bouchard.
I'm not talking about the. I'm sorry for interrupting, Your Honor. I'm not talking about the motion that they filed with respect to discovery for Mr. Proctor.
Oh, I'm not dealing with discovery right now. Yeah.
I'm talking about the motion that's captioned "Sir reply in support of motion to disqualify Robert Cosgrove."
Paper 127 you're talking about.
I don't know the number, to be honest with you, but
this one here?
Yes,
yep,
exactly.
That's 127.
Okay.
Okay, go on, I'll hear you.
All right. So, the defense begins by complaining that my response envisions my conflict in a vacuum, and that it ignores the whole context, which is basically a preface, Your Honor, for talking about everything else that the defense is unhappy with about the case, except issues that are relevant to whether or not I should be disqualified. There is, on page 1 of that motion, a suggestion that Mr. Morrissey recused his office from prosecuting Mr. Kearney due to a conflict created by an investigating journalist who publicly accused the DA's office. I'm not sure that Mr. Morrissey has made a statement explaining why he appointed a special prosecutor, but I'm ready to stand to be corrected, but certainly this is the explanation I found most favorable to the defense. But what does it have to disqualify? Talks about accusing and former Trooper Proctor and Sergeant Uri Buchanan. Does that have to do with disqualifying me?
Really, you Uncle Fester looking bitch? What do they got to do for disqualifying you? A whole fucking lot, you stupid bitch. Darcy said, you're right, Ray. Judge should even consider these shenanigans by prosecutions. Shut it down. He's a fucking coward, bro. Like Ms. Holmes say, is he high? He high as a motherfucker. Because this is pure blasphemy. What's going on right now? Blasphemy. Pure. They shouldn't matter? You mean to tell me a dishonorable fucking trooper who got fired and the other is his subordinates who said he was an A+ fucking worker for the year? They shouldn't matter? Well, I can't make this shit up. Y'all, this shit is bothering me for real.
He talks about actions by Sergeant Buchanan taken after he left the Norfolk District Attorney's Office in support of a legal civil dispute between Ms. Reed and the alleged victims. In this case, that has nothing to do with whether I should be disqualified. We've talked about my voluntary withdrawal from the indictments concerning Ms. Catani. And if Your Honor would take a look at page 6, where we have bullet points. All right? The first bullet point is absolutely relevant, and that's what we've talked about, that I'm being sued for intentional misconduct by Ms. Catani. And we hear that Lieutenant Tully is being sued by Ms. Catani. So what? The Detective Tully has been sued by Karen Reed. What's that got to do with the price of beans, as they say? That there were disciplinary proceedings against Lieutenant Tully.
It might be relevant on cross, you'd agree?
Oh, yeah, it might have some relevance on cross, but what has it to do with disqualifying me, Your Honor? They weren't disciplinary proceedings.
Fair point.
Against me. We hear that Ms. Reed is suing Sergeant Buchanan. Well, good luck to Ms. Reed, but what has it to do to disqualifying me in this case? We hear that Buchanan was disciplined. That Proct has been sued by Ms. Reed. That
I'm just waiting for one time. Sometimes I cannot even listen to Cosgrove. I feel you. It turns my stomach too, right? It's just crazy. This Uncle Festa looking bitch keep talking about what this got to do with him. Everything, bitch. Everything, you stupid, fucked up individual. Every fucking thing.
Proctor has had disparaging text about Ms. Reed. There are two things that the upcoming case should not be about, Your Honor, and I'm sorry I'm losing my voice here, excuse me.
It's losing your voice. No, you old wrinkly bitch. You done lost your motherfucking mind years ago, bitch.
One, it should not be a trial of the case that has been null pros concerning Ms. Gattani. And two, it should not be a retrial of the Karen Reed case. None of this stuff is relevant. Gattani's testimony will undermine the credibility of Detective Lieutenant Tully and Ms. McCabe, which will subject her to cross-examination by Mr. Cosgrove. So let's look specifically, if I can skip ahead in the memorandum. The argument that's been made a little later on in the memorandum, in which Your Honor has heard again today. And I'm looking now at page 16, Your Honor. It's the first full paragraph. Ms. Gattani will testify that Detective Lieutenant Tully intentionally mishandled her cell phone by tampering with and or deleting its contents. Detective Lieutenant Tully will deny this. Mr. Cosgrove has accepted Detective Lieutenant Tully's explanation without any further investigation. Well, I don't know how the defense knows that I've accepted Detective Lieutenant Tully's explanation without any further investigation. But let's put this on a timeline. It has been the contention of the defense from the start of the case that certain items were missing from the download of Ms. Gattani's cell phone, and I responded to that. Ms. Gattani is a latecomer to this discussion. She is only now, in the form of either statements or representations as to her position, suggested that this is because Detective Lieutenant Tully hampered with it or deleted its contents. By the way, I don't know how she would know that because she was not there during the download of her cell phone and the transfer of it. But at any rate, my response as to what happened to the cell phone occurred because of these statements. I don't know how it can be that I have been siding with Detective Lieutenant Tully over Ms. Gattani. I haven't seen an affidavit from Ms. Gattani. I haven't seen anything from Ms. Gattani other than hearsay, which is just a representation. And certainly, but let's assume that I do, as they put it, side with Detective Lieutenant Tully in cross-examining Ms. Gattani and in the closing argument. What does that have to do with defending my position in the Middlesex case, and how is it relevant, and how would it even be introduced? I have no idea. Let me back up and make a couple of other points. I want to turn to the legal argument, say a little bit about the law, and I suspect Your Honor has probably already looked at the two cases cited by Mr. Betterow, Commonwealth versus Dunlap, and the other case is named US v. Health, which involves a complicated civil action involving the Church of Scientology and others. The first thing to say about these cases is they're Pennsylvania cases, not Massachusetts cases. So at best, I would say they are persuasive authority, not binding authority.
I don't think Ms. Betterow contends otherwise.
The second thing I would say is that they are both opinions in which the court declined to rule for the defense on the conflict of interest argument. In the first case, Dunlap, the decision of the Superior Court judge was affirmed by an equally divided court. The dissenting justices characterized the other side as the majority, but the opinion itself says that the appellate court was equally divided. So I'm not sure if it's even good as dicta. It seems to me it has no precedential value at all, but if it does have precedential value, it was a ruling in favor of the Commonwealth. And what were the facts? In a sentence from the dissent, that is, those who believe there was a conflict of interest, the district attorney who prosecuted this case also represented the victim in a civil suit arising out of the same transaction. That is a mild arising out of the events that bring the defendant into court. Now let's take a look at U.S. v. Health, which is the does have parallels to this case. According to the decision, and I apologize for not having the pin sites, but I think Your Honor will readily find them. The defendants contended on appeal that they were denied due process because two prosecutors were defendants in a civil action filed by the Church of Scientology 10 days after the events that went down in this particular case. And they alleged, and the events that went down were a search of the Scientology's office in Los Angeles, and they alleged that the raids were conducted in bad faith with the intention of violating Scientology's constitutional rights. You can look back at the memos filed by the defense, and the contention they're trying to make, well, one of them is that this is a bad faith prosecution. So that applies here. What is different here is the civil suit apparently precedes the raid that the prosecutors make in the defense office, the Church of Scientology. Here, there's nothing like that. The events that the defendant was charged with in this case occur before any involvement by Ms. Gattani, before any involvement, by that matter, with me. And those issues are pretty well set, and they have consistently been followed through. Now, here's another similarity between Height and the current case. I'll just read a sentence or two. The government contends that prosecutors cannot be disqualified when sued by a defendant, because defendants could then remove whichever prosecutor they please simply by suing him. Now, of course, the defendant isn't actually suing me here. He's simply seeking to profit from a witness suing me. But certainly a suit by the defendant would be a much more direct potential conflict. I have not gone so far as to represent to the court that I cannot be disqualified, sued by a defendant or by Ms. Gattani. I think in fairness, the court can look at it. But the federal court, the argument was that any suit complaining of an action taken in contrast, in a prosecutor's quasi-judicial capacity, be frivolous and non-disqualifying because he enjoys absolute immunity as a prosecutor, tied to a U.S. Supreme Court case. But the argument, and they go on to say that appellants have made no credible claim of actual prejudice based on the prosecutor's alleged pecuniary or personal interest in the outcome of this prosecution. I certainly have no pecuniary interest in the outcome of this prosecution. I have no personal interest in the outcome of this prosecution. And nothing in this prosecution is going to affect anything that's going on in Middlesex.
It's not Middlesex.
Worcester Superior Court, Your Honor.
Understood. Any further? From Mr. Cosgrove, sorry.
No, I'll stop at that point, Your Honor.
Mr. Betterow.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. We might as well start from the back with U.S. v. Health, Your Honor, which is 668 Federal 2nd, 1238, the DC Circuit, 1981. Mr. Cosgrove has buried the lead about health and about Dunlop. Those were appellate arguments post-conviction. Now, that is a huge distinction about a timely motion in advance, raising issues which could lead to a conflict. We all know that raising a conflict on appeal when you could have raised it before is looked at in an entirely different way. And the relevant language from health that I would direct the court to is on page 1276, which states, given the need to promote the appearance of justice, a trial court on timely motion to wit, like here, should disqualify a prosecutor from participating in a criminal action when he has a personal conflicting interest in a civil case. That's here.
Well, the key words are alleging bad faith. I'm not sure that there's an allegation in those other complaints of bad faith. There's an allegation he violated the statute. I'm not sure where it talks about bad faith.
Sued him for intentional infliction of emotional distress.
Negligent infliction. There's a difference.
She sued for intentional.
I read negligent, but I'll go on.
Respectfully, Your Honor, there are deliberate allegations of intentional misconduct in the complaint, but that's, the court can obviously go back and one of us.
We took judicial notice.
Exactly. One of us is right.
I read this one as negligent, but that's, I could.
Dunlop is the same situation, Your Honor. It's post-conviction. The other issue, and I want to go back to the beginning that Mr. Cosgrove started with, he illustrates the whole problem here. He's defending himself, and I have no opinion on the merits of Ms. Gaetani's claim, okay? As a lawyer, I sympathize. But he started by telling you that this case is going to get dismissed, and all I did was turn over this. He is illustrating front and center his personal interest, that Gaetani is accusing him of things he didn't do. And the conflict, the personal interest, isn't the outcome.
He's not accusing things he didn't do. He acknowledges doing.
But he's justifying it and saying she's trying to do this, she's not credible. The point is this. The personal interest for Mr. Cosgrove is not whether he was wrongfully sued or whether it has any merit. His good name has been attacked. And like anyone else, he has an absolute right and a personal interest in defending himself. And the proper for him to do that, not while prosecuting a case in which his accuser is a witness, his co-defendant is a witness, and Ms. Gaetani is going to probably impeach, assuming she's allowed to, their star witness, Ms. McCabe. When someone's integrity is attacked, they have a personal interest, especially someone as credentialed and respected as Mr. Cosgrove. We all understand that as lawyers and judges, but that doesn't mean you get to prosecute the case. That's for you to decide, obviously. And we're talking about an appearance. If this looks terrible, which leads to my next point. Mr. Cosgrove went through all of these allegations in our papers about, Proctor had this, Tully's been sanctioned, Buchanan, it's literally aligned with Jennifer McCabe, which we wrote about, supporting her. Buchanan was a witness in this case too, and part of the investigation.
But not anymore.
No, but the point is this. He is looking at this in a vacuum. The public must have confidence. Part of the analysis of a conflict of interest is the first sentence of the brief that he just cited from, is that the public must have confidence in the criminal justice system. And this latest conflict is a pile on conflict after conflict after conflict in this case. And if the cherry on the sundae...
But let me slow you down, because we're conflating two different issues. I'll agree with you. There's all sorts of issues that have developed over the course of these interrelated prosecutions. Mr. Cosgrove's role, though, is a latecomer and really had nothing to do with any of these other issues. So I can't sit and say I impute all of those other things to Mr. Cosgrove. And therefore, if we look at that mass of problems that have developed, he's out. Because the same logic would say the next person who sits in that seat, the same argument would apply.
Let me be very clear. I'm not accusing...
I didn't take it that you were.
Fair enough.
But my point is, all of those things are conditions which are already present in this prosecution.
They are.
So really the only thing that I'm dealing with is this one issue, because the rest of those things he had nothing to do with.
Well, one of them, he had his other conflict, which he voluntarily sought.
But that came out of the same exact issue.
Yes. Well, that's our point. We think it's the same conflict.
I agree with you. But the point I'm trying to draw, and the distinction is, all of these other problems that arose out of the Reed prosecution, real, imagined, substantial, that's really not for me to decide, right? They're all out there, all right? And they're all going to be there no matter what. So whoever sits in that chair right there is going to have all of those problems.
The difference, I don't mean to cut you off, Your Honor. The difference is that if it's not Mr. Cosgrove, the man or woman who would be sitting in that chair is not being sued by Ms. Gaetani and co-defendants.
That's my point. That's the only thing I have to analyze. Okay. That point.
Our point, respectfully, was that given the public's need for confidence in this case, not the Karen Reed case, that's a whole other conversation for someone else on another day. But this case is filled with conflicts, and I don't think we can all just avert our eyes to and say, but none of that matters, but we're going to have a prosecutor now cross-examine his accuser and then say she's not credible. He also indicated, Your Honor, they're not even committing calling Ms. Gaetani. I can't fathom how that might happen. They use careful language. They may call her. We're the defense. We don't have to do anything. We can take a nap throughout this trial. And there may be such a terrible joke of a case they present that we stand up and rest. So, of course, why would any credible, serious lawyer commit a year in advance? I'm calling this witness. We're alerting Mr. Cosgrove to what we think is his conflict and the court, and we may very well do that. The last point for this, he said there's no affidavit from Ms. Gaetani, or it's all just hearsay about, tampering with her phone. The best basis for that will be the posting online social media by a third party and longtime known critic of Mr. Carney of messages which did not appear on an extraction report that we got from Tully of Gaetani's phone. And then we never got anything from Tully's phone. We got screenshots of what he claimed were messages. That's the basis for that. Thank you.
Fair enough. All right. So here's what we'll do. I'm going to set another date. Let me talk about this. Mr. Brady, when we selected, we penciled in the trial date. I gave you a very long date, longer than I wanted. Your schedule, has it changed? Can we get this thing done earlier? Assuming it's alive?
Let's go try back again. That's why it's important. We got to stay on it. And I love y'all to death, man. See y'all later on. TRUF. Truth.
He's the mirage in the rearview glass.
It's Ray from Dallas.
Let slip past. Was he here? Was he there? Was he ever mine?
Ray from Dallas?
Just a trick played by time.
This dude is savage as fuck.
Or just a dream?
What up, Ray from Dallas?
Ray from Dallas, tell me true.
He's fun.
Hi, Ray.
This appears to be a black man.
Ray from Dallas.
Let's take this walk.
Is he real or just a dream? Falling stars or a laser beam? Ray from Dallas, tell me true. Are you the myth or the man I knew?
This dude is
savage as fuck.